that, a hospital flooded. Okay. All right, cool. We are live on YouTube. Just got to get the other links going before we get started all the way in. All right. Got the rock fan, and then I just need to double check Facebook to see if it has it still locked, and it does. So let me fix that. And broadcast it out to everybody. I see, and shout out to everybody who's been checking us out over there on Facebook. I noticed that we have been getting more views over there. So more people are interested in what we're talking about and checking in. So do appreciate that. But yes, this is Political Matrix. Of course, I'm Marcus, and here with my brother Chris, Mr. Lawson. And welcome everybody. Whether you're catching us from Rockfin, YouTube, wherever
everybody on Rockfin.
And if you wanna, as you come in, if you can give us a like, that definitely helps with the algorithm. Feel free to comment regularly, often, frequently. All of those things help. We're not out there like most people saying, hey, if you can just drop 5 or nothing like that. We just want the engagement, and we enjoy the engagement. It helps for a better show. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, I know a lot of y'all were asking me about Chris because he is in Florida, and you guys know about the hurricane that's been bolting down on there. So I will let Chris let y'all know how he's doing, and So what's up, Chris? How we
doing? What's going on, everybody? Marcus was good. I mean, thankfully, where I'm at, the hurricane really didn't have much of an effect. They shut schools and things down here, but honestly, everything could have been open here where I was at. However, Tampa, North Florida, going up, just going up the whole coast. Hey, what's up, Jonina? Thank you. Going up the whole coast, obviously that shit was caused a lot of destruction, even towards the middle of the country somewhat. Thankfully, like I said, I have nothing crazy to report here, although maybe 4 or 5 hours northwest of here, I know people whose houses flooded, cars flooded, the water was up, second landing, if you will. They live close to an inlet near Ocala, if you will. I saw that, so that was kind of wild. In some part, did you see the video of the guy in Tampa where he was filming from inside his house on the boat?
No.
Yeah, his house had flooded so bad he was on a raft in his house, recording, showing just how high the water had risen in his house. So
I guess he's at least taking it well.
Hopefully for those people, they have their home insurance in order, and hopefully they have a policy good enough to make them whole again, and it doesn't take that long to, because all that water damage, that means you're gonna have to replace everything.
Yeah, I mean, and they were asking about that hospital, if that hospital that was in Tennessee, if it was going to be salvageable, and I don't know.
I mean, once you get the water out and you let it dry, and you let the inspectors inside, and in and around the premises, then you could better gauge. But again, I guess it depends on how long, it sits with all the water in there. Either way, you're gonna have to gut a lot of things at this point. So,
well, I imagine that high, it's gonna, all the electricals are gonna be done. So you're gonna have to rewire the whole thing, definitely. And then by the time they dry it all the way out, the mold that's gonna be set in the
wall. That's what I mean. How long? Yeah, correct.
So I imagine they're gonna have to gut that whole new. They're gonna have to gut that house. I mean, honestly, it might even be easier to just tear the whole thing down and start
At
all
that
over.
point,
There's
yeah.
going to be so much work that's going to need to be done, and then even with all that work that's done, you got to worry that did we get everything?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a hospital, you can't afford to have no kind of spores or any of that stuff just sitting there with
No,
people
you're
who are
right.
already compromised. I
Hmm.
mean, so I would say
Absolutely.
it just got to go to be on the safe side.
That makes sense.
I mean,
You know,
I
now the next thing would be, this is a hospital, it's not a mall. Clearly, it serves a much higher purpose, if you will. Um, let's see how long it takes them to rebuild it, because like anything else in this country, like the construction projects take forever. We know
well,
we know why, but there should be some kind of incentive to not do that.
I mean, it's all about the money. It all depends on how they fund it because, like, like how we were talking about the other day about, well, me and Chris were talking, not on camera, but we were talking about this project that took forever, I-95 coming out of Florida into Georgia, which that's been going on. I mean, just cleared up. I think it cleared up like right before I left Florida, but it was going for like 20 years.
Hmm.
And I've seen projects in KC, which is a different way that they fund the roads there. Um, for one, they don't let you go like in Florida. You can go tear up like 1,000 miles, just tear all the shit up right now, or put the construction stuff out, and then decide to only work on like 100 miles at a time. Whereas where I grew up, they're not letting you tear up all that. You'll get the contract for it. You work on a portion at a time. You don't get to tear up the whole entire road and just leave it jacked up forever. And then there's also incentive bonuses for finishing early.
Hmm.
And I know for a fact they don't do that in Florida.
No, just anywhere in the states. If, for people familiar with Boston, they'd be familiar with the what is it, the Big Dig project that was going on up there. I mean, that was going on there for like probably that's another 20-year project in Massachusetts, I believe, or something to that effect. Um, LaGuardia Airport, JFK Airport, those were things that are perpetually under construction or some construction going on in those particular airports or near it. Everything here takes forever. When you look at them videos out of China, sometimes you see how fast they be putting things together,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, well, these projects that you're doing, they're important, right? Why not speed up this process? Let's get it done. I mean, you're getting paid. No one is saying that you shouldn't get paid, but goddamn, like the corruption, just even look, it has such a corrosive effect on
Which
all levels.
I'll give just to play middleman or contrarian for the moment. Not that I completely disagree. In
Yeah.
the bigger cities, I give them a little bit of difference because of the population and crowding, and logistically it's not quite as easy as it is to do in, say, like a Denver or a St. Louis or something like that. I mean,
Okay.
I give like the tri-state area up there a little bit more difficulty. um I give
Yeah, it's
like
an older
LA,
city.
some of those bigger cities a little bit more grace, but not completely just saying, oh well, that excuses it all.
I mean, we're in the 21st century. New York City is still trying to figure out how to keep rats off the street. I mean,
It's
this is crazy, and they want to build, and they want to call that a smart city. You know, okay, cool.
yeah. Which I forgot to let everybody know, because we are definitely going to get into some. Uh, I just title one part like New York, and because there's a lot going on in New York. It was always a lot going on in New York. It's just a matter of if it's something that's enough out of the ordinary or hits the national news that we need to talk about it. Um, but we will get into that. I'm gonna hold off till our special guest gets in. Guest co-host Teal will be back with us again tonight, and so she'll be joining us shortly. So I just want to go on ahead and get us kicked off because I did start the stream. I guess before I had everything all together, but I'm glad to get in here. What else? We want to bounce over, and before we get into some of these deeper stories, I guess I can hold the Gavin Newsom one. No, I mean I guess I can talk about it. For those that don't know, Gavin Newsom, since he shot down the whole reparations thing, and it was kind of a big deal with that, there was another bill that came out after that, which was part of the whole reparations package that they try to do separately. That was for land that was stolen. Like, we're not talking about giving away free land. It's like me and Chris owned a business and they just decided we're just going to take that from you. Not the government, just racist white people decided just take our land. And this is land that we have deeds for, that we have all our taxes, everything's up to bat, and we should be legally justified to get our land back. That was part of the proposals, that they would do land back for people who had their land stolen. Most of this, and we're talking about 50s, 60s, so this is not something that we're talking about going all the way back to slavery. And Gavin Newsom shot that bill down. Also, well, and that one they actually put through, he vetoed it. The other bill that he did sign was basically a "we're sorry for slavery" bill. So I was kind of wondering your thoughts on that. I don't know if you heard all that.
No, I heard some of that. The Democratic Party, it's, as someone who's not a fan, not a member, just watching this thing, they don't play with other groups like this. With any other constituency under their umbrella, if you will, they don't play those type of games with them. It's only this particular group. You cannot find instance after instance of them just playing in your face, as they say these days.
Mm-hmm.
As you just laid it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pause. You just laid it out. Pause. Sorry.
Yeah.
That it's obvious. You know what I mean? It's very clear to see what's really going on. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I had somebody like bring up a point that I didn't really think about much. There was a program that was set up to give black women like loans and stuff for businesses, and this was a lot of these were women who had good credit, had all this stuff, their ducks in a row, had a complete business plan and everything, and it was set up a fund where they could give money to these black women to help start black businesses. And I can't remember the guy's name, the same one who went after the reparations thing. He got that successfully shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting enough, there's a program for Japanese Americans, for Chinese Americans, for Hispanic Americans, for undocumented groups, funds for money to go in for them to set up businesses. And for some reason, he didn't care to go after any of those.
Mm-mm.
Well, and he didn't worry about any of the Jewish ones either, which he's Jewish.
But going back to my point, they don't openly disrespect any other constituency within their group, except for the obvious, the only ones. They'll go out their way to speak somebody else's language. They'll go out of their way to welcome people who, have only been here maybe 2-3 years versus people who have been, here a long time, it's, it is very obvious when you look at it. I guess only to a certain age group, or to certain, yeah, to a certain age group and uh, certain other demographics, they refuse to see it or they just can't see it. But it's very obvious they do not like the constituency. They don't like them at all. They have, matter of fact, they show contempt for them at every chance. Just think about it. We're going to an election, right? In what, a month and some change now,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're for maybe 40 some odd days before an election. You announced the study on reparations. Cool. The study produced its findings. You go to set everything up, and then at the last minute, you, the governor, and the legislatures in California, the legislature, what they do, they decide not to bring the bill, they killed it, whatever they did, they shelved it, and they didn't proceed with what they said they were going to do, or what the suggestions of the committee were, if you will. Now you turn around and you say you're going to apologize for slavery.
Oh, shoot.
Again, you don't see this behavior towards anybody else, but it just goes to show maybe that particular group has shown such obedience that there's no need to even be the least bit respectful towards you.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just I just wanted to put that out there because that's one of the clear cases where it's like, okay, if he was just on this crusade to go after all minority groups,
Mm-hmm.
then I could be like, oh, okay, he's an equal opportunity asshole. But no, he's specifically only going after black people.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly, things that he feels has to do with black people, he's going after it. And I see that he's going after it. I see different other governors, and like some people look at Gavin Newsom as racist. I wouldn't think that he's necessarily racist. I think that he would be racist by proxy. He's doing what he has to do to take care of the wealthy business interests, and by proxy, he's just going to happen to go against certain people. That's just how it kind of rolls out.
Yeah, I don't. If he is, he is. I mean, it doesn't really matter. A bunch of them voted for him anyway. Now he's, there's your, there's your thank you for all the support, and for those of you who donated to his campaign. There is your thank you.
I honestly think he probably secretly rooting for Kamala to lose anyway. My theory behind it, and listen to me, hear me out. If Kamala wins, more than likely he's gonna have to push his support behind her to at least run again. That pushes it to 8 years before he have an opportunity to run for president. If she loses in another 4 years, he could run in an
Trump
open primary.
Trump is out the way. You don't have to worry about him at all. Like, he's the thing of he'll be a relic at that point. Like, he could talk loud on TV or whatever, but it'll be that.
Well, because even if he wanted to, he couldn't run again.
I know, and that's what I mean. It's he said he wouldn't anyway if he lost. I believe it only because of his age. His ego would, his ego would have him run, but I just think his age would really slow him down. But anyway, I only mention that because it would help. It would help Newsom politically. Again, I ain't for any of these people. This is not an endorsement from Marcus nor myself. Please don't take it that way. So I don't know when you tuned in, but you can even go back and check our record. We don't endorse any of these people, but a lot of people who watch tend to follow this stuff. They believe in it. So we do try to provide our own opinion like everybody else does on these same matters. Maybe just a little more brash than others. but it is what it is. I think a lot of people would be caught up with Newsom, especially after Trump.
Yeah, I think that's where he's leaning. Now we'll see, because if she ends up winning, then that shuts all that down.
Yeah,
But
no, that's not a bad uh, that's not a bad theory. Like I could see that. To me anyway, I agree
well,
with that.
well, think about it.
Not
These
saying it's
people at
better.
that level, they're so isolated that whether you got a Trump or Harris administration, what difference is that materially going to be to Gavin Newsom?
Yeah,
It's just
not
a
much.
matter of for calculation and for moving up the ladder, which benefits him better.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, that's just and I think more than likely he would probably be one of the front runners,
Hmm.
if not possibly a AOC. I'm just saying I could see her running, and now she's moved to the lead of the, what would we call them, the neoliberals now, because now they're all loving her because she's turned around and she's what they call punching left.
She's down with the team.
Yep. And so she's going to get all the backing by the Pelosi's and the Schiffs and
I watched this documentary on Haiti just the other day, right?
mm-hmm,
When when there was a leader that the United States was fond of, and Canada was fond of, the the wealthy families, the ruling parties of the Haitian bourgeoisie, if you will, they would always align themselves real close with the president. Photo ops, parties, a lot of support in what they want to do. Every time it was somebody that the bourgeoisie and the Americans/Canadians didn't like, then things happened to them.
mm-hmm.
So it's
Oh,
just make.
I put something in the private chat too. I want you to
Oh,
read
okay.
and check. See.
Your
Oh,
man.
oh, what'd you say there?
No, I was gonna say but the wait, what did Trent say? Green Party getting Butch Wade to take over after Jill Stein. Yeah.
All
Um.
right. Here, hold that thought real quick. And I just want to give everybody an update. We got our co-host is in the building. Um, coming from Blunt, I can't even talk, Blunt Force Wisdom, and who was here with us last week, who just gelled with the team so perfectly. Everybody, welcome back to the stage. I wish I had a round of applause machine, but I don't. Our sister Teal.
Peace, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's
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 good?
up?
up? I had a
Nothing.
lot of people tell me like, "Yo, she needs to come back. I want to hear her again. She was funny. She laid down great points." And I was even telling Chris early in the week. I said she kind of like sat back. She's like, "Go ahead, y'all do y'all thing. Now let me come in and just lay something on y'all real quick and let y'all ponder that. Let that swirl around in your noodle."
I'm definitely all about, what I'm saying? I want to hear everybody points because then I'm like, okay, let me make this point here and I'm gonna crush this point here and I think I agree here. And I just
Mm-hmm.
try to like get everybody like a different level ground. Like now let's level this real quick. Like on some atomic bomb type shit. Like let me just level Nagasaki real quick and now let's rebuild. Hi, Yona. Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yoni is not she be on it. She be messaging me sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
she be messaging some good shit too.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna hold you. She got some good shit in her arsenal. Like for
Yeah,
real.
she asked me some good theological questions, and then I try to get into the Telegram when I can. Y'all know that I'd be busy, but I try to get it, and I gotta make sure to add you to the Telegram also
Please do.
for the political matrix.
I'll give you all of my info. I'll inbox it.
Cool,
But
cool,
also,
cool.
hi Chris, how are you?
What's going on? How you doing,
I'm
Mara?
And
What's
I'll
doing
up?
make sure
well.
that
I'm
we
doing
we
well.
swap numbers. That way you be able to call too and get in touch with me whenever.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So yes, we definitely want to make you definitely bring you into the political matrix family more and more.
Appreciate y'all. Okay, so I popped in and y'all were talking about the Green Party.
Yeah, we were just kind of
It was
loosely
just a
talking
quick
about the Green
mention.
Party. Yeah, because it's a couple of like smaller topics we wanted to get out of the way that came up. I brought up about Gavin Newsom because you know how he shut down the reparations thing.
Yes.
Then there was land back that he shot that down also. He vetoed it. And
And then
now he signs
apologize for
this little
slavery.
BS apology for slavery bill.
Yeah, and I saw that and I was like, what a better way to apologize than by giving us our shit back?
I mean,
Like,
you could have at
And
least did that one because that is
here,
like people's actual land that was stolen.
yeah, like
here's
it's
the
not like you
thing,
don't know. It's not like you
but
can't show it
Hmm.
the other part is you're the one who opened your mouth talking about reparations to
in
begin with.
in the first place.
And then
Like,
just to shut it down. I mean, of course, the people wanted that, but you, as a high ranking official, the highest ranking official in the state, you're the one who decided to open up your big mouth and say, hey, I think this. So, of course, you now have people looking at you. Okay, player, let me see what you're going to do then. You actually put forth a committee, they
Hmm.
actually produce
mm.
something, they make recommendations. You do none of it. Everybody points the fingers, and then it dies out in the street somewhere. It gets shot up like
It's
it
not
was in the drive-by.
it wasn't even
And
it's not even died out in the streets, to be honest, Chris, because if we go and keep it a buck, it's pretty much white people do this shit all the time. Don't they? Don't they always do it all the time? They be like, "Hey, we should
Hmm.
really do this," and when they friends that look like them don't back them on it, that's when they get pussyfoot. That's when
Hmm.
they get scared, and now they get, and it's not even like they don't do it. They get quiet until it's time to vote on it. They get quiet till it's time to speak, and then they be like, "Oh, I don't really know what's going on with that. Like, we ain't get enough votes, or ain't enough motherfuckers support." Nah, nigga, shut the fuck up. Your friends told you look stupid, and y'all friends matching the same skin tone. And that's
Hmm.
the problem. Now your friends is like, bro, that's crazy as hell. Like, I'm not about to. I hate to be like this. It's like the Civil War all over again. They sat at a little table and was like, I ain't about to let my niggas free. So fuck what you talking about,
Hmm.
Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago win was over here. Like, I mean, if we make them just want to work because they act like they got something, they might work a little bit. Nah, fuck that. I ain't letting my niggas free. Louisiana said nope. Texas was like nope. And that's what happened. And now we got the Civil War because we ain't got enough we ain't got enough crackers, excuse me, okaying it to be like, yeah, we gonna stand behind him. That's what happened with California. Y'all can
Hmm.
stand behind weed. Y'all can stand behind uproot and skid row.
alphabet.
Y'all can still don't even get me on the alphabet mafia because between them and Colorado, I don't understand. I don't get it. Because I was just telling a friend, Colorado got the gays and the weed, but you gotta fucking you sacrifice so much more to get those rights. And don't not fall in the alphabet mafia. The only thing you getting is the drugs. And even then, they putting shit on the weed that got you fucking bugging out anyway. They controlling all of that. So what you sacrificing? And the same thing for Cali. You getting weed, you getting motherfucking immigrants is getting more money than a little bit. You getting stubbed out your food stamps. But everybody not saying enough for these reparations. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that they're not getting their assistance that they need to get. Fucking internet's fucking time like that shit is fucking crazy. Your kid can't even do their fucking homework because they done cut the internet bill. But they giving out food stamps, 10 bands, and new houses to no tea, no shade, Miguel and you know what I'm saying, the Patel family. Cause they just came over here on a fucking boat. That's crazy work. And everybody keeps thinking it's just Mexicans. No, it's not.
No.
They got South Africans, Indians, shit. Even some of the immigrants looking like the same motherfuckers that's not pushing these fucking bills through.
Yeah.
Africans of all Africans from up and down the
The
continent as
Ivory Coast,
well.
anywhere.
It's not just
Well,
South
you got Czech Republic, Armenia, like all these other places too.
Ukrainians, y'all think them motherfucking Ukrainians didn't come over here when shit got, you know what I'm saying, nasty? These are the
Hmm.
motherfuckers that's
Well,
getting all this
they're the
bread.
one, ironically, we spend all this money. I mean, obviously, we've called them the bullet bag country at this
Yes.
point. They snatching up men. All these guys talking all this go fight for your country stuff. We're tough. Look at all those men trying to leave, and they keep getting caught by their version of the feds and getting snatched into the army.
No questions asked.
So they would be top group targeting, looking to try to be illegally smuggled or trafficked, if you will.
You feel me? And they getting handouts. They getting met at the gate with here's 10,000 on this card. We gonna give you this Metro card for the next 3 months, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, you got kids, food stamps, WIC, anything
And as
else?
long as they know how to correctly pronounce the name of the vice president, then they're okay.
Well, most of them are probably descendants coming over right about now, but that's neither here nor there to talk about.
And the
But
thing is, those everyone thinks everybody walks here. There's a whole ton. I've said it before. There's a whole lot of them that arrive on planes.
yes,
They're
Mm.
not all just walking here.
and
They're
those
not all
plane
on a boat coming here. So many of them fly in.
and those plane
So many.
tickets, y'all be thinking that they scrounging up change here and there, and they selling baby diapers and shit to get these goddamn plane tickets. No, they're not. There's people meeting them at the fucking airport talking about some. You want to come to America? Hitting them with the R. Kelly. Do you got your
Mhm.
passport? Do you got your shots? Do you want to come to America? Am I lying? No, I've seen it. Baby at the fucking gate looking just like R. Kelly. You got your shots? What about your passport? Do you want to go to America?
America.
Thank you. And now they over here getting all the fucking handouts and we can't even get our land back. Fuck is you talking about? Sorry, full circle. All that to say we still can't get our land back? Like
Mhm.
what? What?
Mm.
Y'all about to shut down Silicon Valley in a sense because that shit kind of going down under anyway. Y'all about to close up all those offices because y'all got motherfuckers working from home and on the beach and some more motherfucking places. You telling me you can't turn that into housing development for Skid Row?
Okay, so is that okay? Stop there. That's real quick. So you're saying
Let
in
me save this.
where is this in San Francisco?
So,
You're
yeah,
talking about?
it's in the Bay
Mm-hmm.
Area.
I know it's
Okay.
not Skid Row. I know Skid Row's LA, but San Francisco has such a horrible fucking homeless population. It's just as
Yes,
fucking
they
bad.
do. That I
Well,
can.
California in general, the latest number I heard was almost
Agree.
200,000 homeless.
That's insane. That is insane. But you got Silicon Valley with empty office buildings, kitchens built into these motherfuckers. Obviously, it's a fucking area,
Gyms, all kind of
the
shit.
whole nine. And you
Hmm.
can't, and you would rather close those doors, say fuck y'all, and not give them to the homeless people, but immigrants is getting help. What? There's a
Like
lot
I
of
said,
other. Hmm?
we have to always remember when we have this conversation, or we have to remember everyone. Think of it. There's many avenues for people to make money here. So the people who are making money would probably use some of the profits they have to make sure that that door at the border stays open, if you will,
And
because like you just said, those buildings that they have that are now vacant due to allowing remote work, that, like you said, that could be used for the homeless population that was here. Now you're bringing these immigrants, they're the ones now filling these buildings. It's because they getting that government check now.
and it's crazy because and I like how you said there's tons of avenues to make money in our country. And I'm gonna end it on this one because it's ridiculous how much I own my own business. You know what I'm saying? I'm a private
Okay,
chef. Okay. I've been an entrepreneur. I haven't worked for another entity in years. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed. With that
congrats.
being said, there are motherfuckers that still make candy corn, and that was one of the most diabolical candies ever. See, look at Marcus's face. They
Mm.
still make that shit right now, today. Somebody made candy corn today.
Hmm.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. There's $1 million
Like
motherfuckers.
I hear candy corn and I almost want to just like chop chop.
There is a CEO sitting in his house in a plush ruck motherfucking goddamn robe that made candy corn right now. A descendant of that motherfucker, and he don't want
Hmm.
to help nobody.
Hmm.
He don't want to help nobody. That motherfucker probably got you. The candy corn you buying this year for your kids is probably supporting keeping our borders open. Just throwing that out there. Just saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's the nastiest
It's
candy on the planet, but it's still getting made. Crazy work.
it's a lot of.
Along with black licorice.
Mm.
I don't know who the hell eating
Twizzlers.
that shit.
Bro, Twizzlers. I can name a tons of shit that is still getting made. And these motherfuckers, it's old money. And I
Oh
promise
yeah.
you, these old money motherfuckers are throwing it into these same little political pockets that's cutting them a check at the end of the fucking election.
Well, for those who are new to the channel, I mean, yeah, I refer you back to some of our older videos where we went into some of these legacy families. I'll just call it that for now. Legacy families who go back generations and have major controls on different parts of the financial system, if you will. I mean, I'll just throw out one, for example, the DuPont family. The DuPont family, who made weapons for the United States, going all the way back to the Revolutionary War up until Vietnam. One family was making all the weapons. Before you heard of BAE, before you heard of like Northrop Grumman, before you heard of any of these other people, it was all going through the DuPont family, which that sounds familiar to some of y'all. DuPont, the furniture, furniture polishes and all those different chemicals, which eventually the DuPonts became Dow Chemicals, as you hear Dow Stock Exchange. Just put all that together. All of this stuff is all still connected.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching I watch educational shit
Mm-hmm.
80% of the time because I can't do love and hip hop. If my brain slide out my
No,
ears, I'm gonna
no.
be mad. So I've been watching Martin Marvels, and if you know about that show,
Oh yeah.
they
Oh,
stopped-
love it.
love it. They stopped making new episodes because they was talking too much. Y'all notice that?
Yeah, they was.
They got it talking too much. So one day, I've been watching it on repeat. Every episode's different. So I watched one about atomic bombs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I watched one about all of the things in the early on, like Edison and the fucking goddamn I'm sorry, Graham Bell and the motherfucking phone. And then I talked about motherfucking Edison and the fucking electricity, and then how they fucking learned how to make money off of that. The phone came before electricity, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show y'all how much social media, in a sense, or social constructs are more important than electricity. Keep that in mind. They got the phone running first. Then I looked and I started doing a deep dive. Did y'all know that motherfucker literally, he wasn't the first motherfucker on the phone tip in the
Oh
first
no.
place. There was another motherfucker and he beat him by a few hours.
Just like Edison wasn't the first one with electricity.
It was Tesla, okay? And he beat him by a few days.
Was it Elisha Gray?
Yeah. Elisha
Yeah.
Gray. I was like, damn, he got kicked out over 2 hours. He beat him by 2 hours. I wonder why.
Well, he wasn't connected.
No, thank you. He ain't have his connects because old boy was connected with the Rothschilds and shit.
He had
and the
all his
Rockefellers.
stuff in, and they were just like, let's just push this paper over there to the side. And
Elisha, that doesn't sound white to me. Elisha. Nah, Alexander sounds way better. Let that motherfucker through. Yeah, let him through. I like that name a little bit.
Like his name sounds like a girl's anyway.
Yeah, it rings off the tongue well.
It's from they're the same group though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'll get us kicked off the air.
That was at the time when that certain group had limited power. That was at the point where there was still some.
It was crafting. They were, they was working on the spell. Nam yo ho renge kyo, nam yo ho renge.
Hey, don't put the Buddhists into it. Don't do that.
No, it's just like in this country, there was a certain time when the Italians had no power. Would anybody dare say that there's not Italians with a lot of power in this country, or that moved to levels of power in this country? At a certain time, they couldn't do jack.
No, because they were looking like black people for a while.
The same with the Irish, but them days are over for them, and it's the same with that group that I was mentioning.
We know.
Mm-hmm. So, what they were saying about the Green Party, so you can give your 2 cents on that before we move on, is they were saying that Butch Ware is probably going to be the heir apparent after Jill Stein, which makes sense.
Okay.
So I don't know if you had any thoughts on that. And then I'll give you the other question too, and just let you take these different topics and just run with them. Also, we were talking about with Hurricane Helene, a lot of the flooding that's going on in the Tennessee, North Carolina areas. Mm-hmm. So it's looking kind of rough. I don't know how it's affecting you.
Man, it just made it super hot and muggy, bro. It kind of pissed me off because I got excited. I love hurricane season. Well, first off, we'll start with the Green Party shit before I say some wild, reckless shit like that, because I know that just pissed every Florida person the fuck off. I'm sorry.
I can't lie. I liked them when I was there too. I'd be like going out like, yeah, this is fun.
Man, we ain't Florida. That's why. Yeah, it's like the city locked down for a second and you can go out and be mischievous.
No, I can't even. I
I'm
can't
gonna be
even
quiet. I ain't gonna say
co-sign.
nothing else.
I can't even co-sign that right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
Because,
Every Floridian that's watching this right now is like, bitch, what the fuck did you just say?
Also,
Sorry.
Also, you got to remember, I lived in Jacksonville. Jacksonville sits in that little corner where the jet stream always pushes it up to the Carolinas. So Jacksonville never gets like a direct hit. We just get a lot of rain, and depending on if you're in the wrong area, you get some flooding. Maybe a tree gets knocked down.
Oh no.
did you
Exactly.
see? I drove across the Howard Franklin Bridge that day when the water was blowing over the side of the bridge. You see all like that footage that's
Oh
online.
shoot,
Like
you
my
got a
stupid
friend.
ass drove across it, but I had to do what I had
What
to do. You know
up?
what I mean?
That's my nail tech.
Oh
Sorry.
I'm
shoot.
not gonna.
Well, shout
I'm
out.
not gonna. I'm not gonna lie about that was one of the first times driving. I was actually like nervous. It was hard to see. I had the windshield wipers, but you could see the water coming over the side of the bridge, and that's I've crossed that bridge many a time, so it's not it was a rare. I've never seen it like that. I was like, yo, I'm surprised they ain't have this thing closed, but now it's too late. I'm committed. Now I gotta go.
Hey, you
You
gotta
can't
stick
make
with
no
it. Stay on
U-turns at
business.
that point. So
What Ivan
obviously,
Drago say, Chris? What did Ivan Drago say?
if he dies, he dies.
Hey, if you die, you die. I mean, hey, stick with it.
You know, but obviously I'm here, so I made it. But that was I drove through that. It was there was a couple times when I was driving, I couldn't really see. I had to slow down, but I was afraid of other cars not being able to see either. So it was a very interesting 3.5, 4 hour drive almost
That's
during the middle of the week.
insane.
Yeah.
Congratulations on being a real one. Okay, because only real people know they can drive in fucked up weather. So I like that. I've done drift through blizzards, sleet, snow, hail, hurricanes ain't nothing. I was telling my baby brother about how we had a bad hurricane in VA, and I drove all the way to the ocean. I drove all the way to Virginia Beach in the middle of a fucking hurricane. Like on the way back was when I was really like, damn, I might need to talk to God, because going over to HRBT with the way that the winds was going, I know what you went through, Chris. Oh, I was like, damn, I might need to get right before I make it across this bridge. Cause I might not make it. Yeah, cause you be like, damn, I might not make it across this bridge. Cause somebody swipe from the left, you off in the water. Who gonna come get your ass?
I was laughing to myself, as I was driving. I was like, this is crazy. I never saw this, but I was just like, yo, we got shit to do. So
yes, I got shit to do. I gotta make it. So I'm getting home. I don't know about nobody else. But sorry, off of hurricane season.
But they end up closing the bridge maybe not too long after I had, gotten across. I was like, yeah, they can't keep this open, but thankfully I made it out right before they closed the bridges. Because there was a lot of flooding in the area on the West Coast, though. That's one thing I have to say.
It looked crazy. I saw some of the pictures. It didn't hit us at all. It was like a day full of rain. It wasn't enough to like really bother. And a couple trees here and there, but that's about it.
And you said you're in VA?
Yeah, I'm in Virginia. I'm by the coast too. I'm in the 757, so about 40 minutes away from the beach. So being that it hit the west side of Florida real bad, by the time it came across the land and tried to like get another like umph in the ocean, it was just a tropical depression by the time it came to us. So gloomy day, gray skies. It got dark at 6:00. Like that was about it. But I was turned. I was ready to fucking rub my feet like Jiminy Cricket, give me some hot cocos, open the windows up, you know what I'm saying? Watch me a couple movies till the power went out. Like I was excited, And I'm not one of those hurricane people either, because I never had to experience a bad one where it's like, get to the store, get the water, get all the dry eggs, bitch. I've never been one of those. My brother hates me when I get prepared. I'm like in the liquor store, like, where we get in Malibu? Hey, party at my house. Have y'all ever had hurricane parties?
Of course.
Thank you. I was acting like I was finna have a hurricane. You've never had a hurricane party, Marcus?
No, I mean all the ones that came through, like They was actually
Go
like
ahead.
really scared, like not like, oh, we're gonna chill and laugh through this. Like they was really scared.
Hey, that's a real hurricane person. Hey, Chris, you've been through it. You know a good hurricane, man. Nah, black people can't take shit seriously, bro. Hurricane party, it could be a category 8. That shit don't even
It
exist.
was
We can see it coming and
when
we're like, who house we going to?
what year is that? When they
Hey,
had
but
the
I'll tell you
four
this:
that was
black
Francis
Isabel.
Charlie.
black people who grew up with in the Midwest through Tornado Alley, we don't take none of that stuff for lightly. I grew up
Not
in Tornado Alley, so we like,
hey,
hey, I don't know.
you grew up with tornadoes all the time, right? Why the
Oh yeah.
fuck ain't no banks on the tornado alley? Okay, I need them to start putting banks on there so that when it comes and swoop them up, we can get that bread spread. Okay.
Well, see, what we learn is you stay your black behind out of the country. See, y'all still be hanging out in the country in the South.
Yeah.
Black people don't go, they don't really go way out there. They stay, because see, what you learn is tornadoes don't like buildings.
Okay.
You got skyscrapers, that fucks up a tornado. When you
Okay.
start getting out to that open land, now you playing Russian roulette.
Okay. Okay.
So,
My brother stayed into a tornado alley in Bama. I was like,
oh yeah, I remember a time with my mom. We were leaving Oklahoma and we were like running from a tornado. Like literally, you could feel it pulling the back of the car.
nigga, y'all was on Twister.
Damn near.
Man, that's my movie too. I love that
so
movie.
Yo,
yeah,
Asheville,
I don't play around with Mother Nature, not at all.
yeah,
Neither
for
do
real.
I.
But you know what? Asheville, North Carolina, they again, they look like they need Aquaman.
Shout out to Lady Alex in the building. What's up?
They look like they need Aquaman, and those people are, unfortunately for them, they're experiencing major floods too.
Yeah.
So
Shout out AT&T. My daddy worked for AT&T. And he just got dispatched to Augusta for he gets
are they
dispatched out there for like
aren't
wires and
they
power lines.
aren't they still on strike?
They just went back and the
They
negotiation was
did
on some
okay.
fuck shit. Yeah, they renegotiated and got a new contract, which was stupid. But yes, they were just on strike. My daddy was on the picket line. Shout out the Huntsville crew. Only one of them was a bitch. You know who you are. But
See,
shout out the rest of the
you
crew.
said it's too dirty for Aquaman. See, that's why you get Aquaman.
Terrence Howard goes through there.
Y'all remember?
So it's gonna be Terrence
You
Howard as
remember
Aquaman.
Alabama? You don't remember the hat flip, Alabama?
It's Aquaman.
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 Mm-hmm. That's who you get.
Oh, and sorry, shout out my nail tech. Her name is Angela. I just found her. She did my nails today. She did a fucking bomb ass job. I love her.
Okay.
She did a bomb ass job. Shout out Angela underscore.
Okay.
No,
That
Angela
was,
did underscore that on
it
Instagram.
was
Cause that girl,
orange too, so that's a good look.
she freaked me. Look. She said she looked at my Instagram. She studied me over the night, and this is her freestyle. This is her interpretation of me, and I appreciate it because she was spot the fuck on.
No,
Okay.
nice,
You know what I'm
nice.
saying? I love a good set. This top three, not three.
Well, I figure, I kind of want to hear y'all because, like, right now we do have like interesting. Because Chris said, let's get the serious stuff out of the way, and then we'll get to the fun, which we still having a little bit of fun, even though we're dealing with a little bit of this and that.
Facts.
So I figured let's just hop onto this topic right now or early. And I want to hear like where this goes. Oh, I see your ears getting perked up because I'm about to drop something.
I know I'm getting hyped.
So with everybody knows now that the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, has been killed. Let me see if I have that video of what was said. Yeah, let me put this on, let me mute. Let's see. Hopefully, this doesn't just start playing on its own. But I want to share this with you all on who his replacement is going to be. It's his cousin, which I have a little bit of trouble saying his name, which you already know. You just killed his cousin. He gonna be on some, eye for an eye type stuff. But let's hear what one of the close friends of the new leader of Hezbollah has said about him. And so for anybody who is listening to this, I'll play it a second time. That way I can read it off for you all. And we can go from there. Let's see. Give me a sec. And then I will mute up while this plays. If it will hurry up.
لابن خالته السيد حسن نصر الله والسيد هاشم صفي الدين صديق ورفيق درب، وكنا معا في لبنان، في بيروت، في الجنوب وفي إيران، وهو عاد قبلي وأعرفه حل ونسب وتفصيل وكل شيء. ولكن
طب احكينا عليه.
نعم، هو شخصية أهم من السيد حسن نصر الله بأي معنى.
كيف؟
سيد حسن نصر الله رجل مزوح، رجل يتعاطى بكل أريحية وتواضع، رجل يمكن أن يتم التعامل معه بكل سلاسة، لا يأخذ الحياة بجدية، بكل واقعية أتكلم. السيد هاشم صفي الدين، لكن بالقيادة الآن سأتكلم. السيد هاشم صفي الدين هو شخصية حازمة وجازمة، وهو جدا 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 متعطش للدم. نعم، متعطش للدم. هو من أول لحظة كان يطالب السيد حسن نصر الله، من أول يوم تم اغتيال صالح العرعور كان قراره بضرب تل أبيب، وقال للسيد حسن إذا تركناه سيتمدد الأمر إلينا.
So it just seems like he's not a fan of Nasrallah. And
but it's not that he's not a fan of Nasrallah. He's not a fan of his approach. We'll say that. Okay. What it is, and like I've kind of what was his name? Sifdeem. I forgot. I'm forgetting his name already. But the difference
Hassan,
is
right?
No. What was his name? Sifdeem, something like that.
Bro, he was name dropping so crazy. I was like, bro, who is this nigga? Like,
what he said, what's said about him is that he's far more militant. How Nasrallah is always getting out there and he's like making these kind of vague threats. It's more posture. He wasn't really about to do too much. If he felt compelled to attack, he would attack. But he wasn't really trying to escalate. He's trying to find any off-ramp he can to not fight Israel. Whereas Oboy's taking over right now, he was like, the moment that the guy at the consulate got hit, he's like, nah, we need to attack. We need to just straight all out attack Tel Aviv. So that's what his name, Hashem Safaladin. He is about the business from what they say. They say he is kind of a little bit more erratic, and he's not so worried about all the casualties. He's like, yo, we got to just stand up for ourselves. And so Chris H said on Telegram earlier, shout out to Chris H, but he was saying, I hear you always trying to be more pragmatic and the cooler heads, but right now I'm leaning with Chris right now. At some point you gotta quit letting these people push you around, and consequences be damned, you just gotta go in. So I'll leave it to my two co-hosts. What y'all think? What's up, Liz? Hopefully you're safe out there, but I'll leave it to y'all. What do y'all think in this situation with this new leader? What do y'all think the consequences are going to be from them taking out Nasrallah to Safaladin? To what do you think he should do?
I mean, I'm always like,
this might piss people off, and this may sound weird coming from me, and it's a little sarcasm, but they should just bow down and accept Zionist rule, because you keep losing people. You're not doing anything in return. You're just getting people killed.
Yeah, I agree.
And you return fire every so often. You make it look as if you are fighting back, but you're really not. And again, you're sacrificing a lot of people. Again, that's me being sarcastic, but it is an option.
I was about to say you got to be sarcastic because wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. That's the argument I was making.
Now, it's because you can't. What is it? You can't be halfway crooks. You know what I mean? You have to either be resistance or be compliant. If you're going to be resistance, resist. At every chance you get, every turn. You're making it a point to be, you got to live, breathe, eat, walk that. You can't resist, only from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m., right? And then think that the rest of the clock, the rest of the day, you can be compliant. You can't live like that. Look what they just did. They're all over the place. I think Street said Iran is about to lose respect if they let this one slide. Well, remember, there's no real allies, for them in the region, because the Saudis they're not interested in helping. UAE, Jordan, Turkey, none of those other countries are willing to step in and do anything. Yemen, of course, the fighters there, but there's 12 people on that block. Yeah, they goony goons, but again, there's only 12 of them, and they will push the shit in before they go.
And they all got 22s.
Hey, but they get it done though. I'm not saying they're a problem. I'm just saying should somebody decide to hit a button or fly a large enough brigade over that place, if they go like what the Saudis did times 10 at once, it would really put a major dent, and it would hurt them even further. But anyway, they don't have many allies there, and it doesn't seem that Hezbollah has the heart to really just do what they do. They did shoot at some place in one of the settlements, I believe, right before we came on, and they struck a hospital in one of the settlements. So that's one form of retaliation. But now they're going to come back even harder, and they're gonna, they're gonna make you pay. So my thing is, if you're gonna engage. Other than that, keep your people alive and just say, okay, we'll do whatever you want.
Unless these niggas got Bane in the cut. Like, I'm so serious. Unless they got like Big Joker, you know what I'm saying, Big Deuce, they got an ace in their pocket. Like, I'm not seeing these books getting made on this space table for them. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in space. They ain't got no books. There was no possibles. No, like, y'all done already did all y'all possibles. Y'all done reneged on some real nigga shit. Like, y'all done pulled a renege by getting my man.
Right now, Israel going for a Boston.
You feel me? They might just sweep them. This is crazy. They got extra books. They won't even account for this shit. Crazy. But like, unless they got a Big Deuce, something in the cut. They got Bane. We don't know. Remember, y'all watch The Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Do they got an Iraqi Bane? Remember when they had the Iraqi version of that crazy nigga that was born?
And they let Homelander go ham on him.
That's what I'm feeling like. Israel got one of them niggas too? But like, where is y'all super Arab? Like, come on, dog. Where he at? Like, we need that nigga now. And this is when you call this nigga. Like, fuck everybody else. Like, this is when you go down and talk to, you know what I'm saying, 007. Like, hey, release the Kraken on these niggas. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Again, I say that in two ways, as a thought process and two in sarcasm. Obviously, I couldn't imagine saying yes to that, agreeing to that way of lifestyle. So I definitely understand the people who choose to wage actual resistance in the face of insurmountable odds, if you will. But what they say, down your feet, live on your knees. You do have a choice there.
Yeah,
I'm Haitian, so I know you got a choice. Like,
the problem is that this is, like everyone knows, this is not like a battle of It's not a battle of equals or anything like that. These are a bunch of cowards. And when you're fighting a coward, you know they're gonna do all of the whack that you shouldn't be doing during the course of a fight. Yeah, that's what cowards will do.
They putting hot sauce on their knuckles, my nigga. Like, get out of here. You feel me?
It's
Like
like
they
your
doing
boy,
wild shit.
it's like your boy Aiden Ross, right? You know who he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Okay, so like earlier this week, this behind this Drake Kendrick shit still. These guys are online talking trash, whatever. So, the goons from your side of town had told him, like, yo, if homeboy, what, you banned, you talking reckless, you need to chill. Aiden Ross starts talking reckless on his platform. Boom. The goons respond like, okay, we gonna see. What does Aiden Ross do? Oh, I'm gonna get this to my lawyer.
He bitched up.
I
He bitched up. Call it what it is, Chris. He bitched up. He pulled up and they was about to hop out, air out, and make it look real sexy on Aiden Ross. Okay? Because he wanted to say the wrong fucking shit. I already know they was gonna tighten that nigga ass up. They was gonna get him. They was gonna get him. And what happened? What happened? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call my those that cannot be named people card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get them involved. I'm gonna get security to hand. Oh, now you need security to handle your light work. Now you throwing rocks and hiding your hand. Got it. And is that not what we seeing across the way? Throwing rocks and hiding hands. That's they fucking MO of the Voldemort people who that we cannot name. They always do that shit. That's why when I start talking to people about what happened during World War II and how sometimes I be feeling some type of way about it, they be like, "Oh, you can't say that. They are victims."
It really is streets.
They
It
victims?
really is. It really is.
It is a whole card. Thank you.
It really is.
They pulled his card. They pulled his card. And then he what? At least Justin Bieber did his push-ups.
At least, right? At least when they pressed
Justin
him.
did the push-ups. Justin was like, you know what? You got it.
You got it. All right.
He bump Aiden. Bump Aiden.
Yeah,
See,
again, I'm just tying the behavior. You can see it on a micro level, and at the macro level, it's the same thing.
And remember, y'all, for what I've been saying for the longest, the pragmatic approach, all that stuff like that. But for me, I'm the type where you could say a whole bunch of stuff. You can talk. You can do this. You can look at me and spit on the ground. I might even let you get a push. But when you take a swing, now something has to happen. And my line might be a little further back than others. But when you cross that line, it's full go time. It's no half stepping. And I can't be out there like the stuff that they saying. I wouldn't have been out there saying all that if I wasn't planning on doing more. Just like I'll tell y'all this right now. If I was, well, I feel like, because see, I've thought this for the longest, but I held this comment because I didn't want nobody to think about this, and in case this was going on, try to diffuse this situation from possibly happening. But in Israel, there are sensors that go off to try to search for digging, and so they know when they're digging in Gaza. Right now, while they're dropping all these bombs, there's no sensors on this digging. Right now, if it's me, that October surprise is going to be me popping up inside of Israel. That's what that surprise is going to be. Hello, Knesset. I'm right here.
Boom.
That's what it's going to be for me. Because you're not going to keep on. You're not going to have this. You're not going to let this Iron Dome. You get to sit back and feel all comfortable. Trust me, it's coming to your doorstep too. That's what I'm saying. And so, come on, you can keep pushing. You can keep pushing, talking your stuff.
I just don't know.
But it's coming.
it's it's best though. You should tell you as a leader if this is going to be your strategy, right? Then you need to be clear with at the very least your followers, supporters. You should not make them believe that their chance of being killed here is quite high, especially after you make a certain decision. They should do that. It's fucked up that they allow the people to just stay there. You're dealing with a monster, so you know what they're going to do. You have to be quick. You have to be very fast and do something for your people, and not just your immediate family. If you claim to be a leader of,
Can I just throw something out there, Chris?
of a society, or if you go ahead.
No, this isn't to like segue into anything in particular, but I just want you to think about this for a second. So the same way that you want their leader to come, like pretty much come clean on some shit, kind of be like, look, I thought we had $6. I got 2. Okay, sorry y'all. I know you wanted them to come clean on some shit like, look, our y'all chances getting obliterated are high as fuck. But in a sense, don't you think our leaders should be doing that to us too? With the way we so reckless and with how wild and crazy these motherfuckers are, even reneging on their own words to us, let alone what the fuck they could be saying to other countries or what other foolishness they probably gotta say. Like, don't you think they need to like really like step back and be like, hey, at any point in time, these motherfuckers could hit a button and we could lose all of Skid Row. Because if Skid Row is 200,000 people right now homeless in LA and they just, I don't know, decided to just, send a little Nagasaki over here, that annihilated 160,000 people.
Oh, I think it's going to be much higher.
But you get what I'm saying?
Let me hold back.
Look, but it's 2024. We already know what time it is. They done blew up people's pockets last week. This ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. But I really think, like, if that's the case, Chris, everybody really need to be sitting down and having a real talk with their kids, i.e. their countries, and really let them know, like, we kind of fucking around. And y'all might find the fuck out. Sorry.
That's all I'm saying is just tell your people if you're going to be at war, then let your people know, hey, we're at war. Something's, anything could happen. So you might want to, take refuge somewhere. You might want to start digging, here, we'll give you, there's a whole digging policy. We'll give you some, machines and toolies to
come on down on Tuesday. We're going to have the shovel line.
Yeah.
Every family gets 2 shovels. If you got 3 sons, you get an extra shovel.
Okay? I tell them in a heartbeat. I honestly believe, like, Yonina, I want to say this to you. She said, I just said no October surprises. I'm sorry. It'd be October 5th is when I would do it. You know why October 5th?
30 days.
Well, no, it hits right before October 7th, and you do it right on the Sabbath while everybody is chilling.
Yeah, the holidays are coming up too.
That's when I would do it. And on top of it, that's Rosh Hashanah.
That's what I said. The holidays are coming.
I hit you right on your holy day. If it's me, but I'm just, hey, I ain't got no power over nothing. So if something happens, don't be saying that I coordinated shit. All right.
Marcus right for the universe, y'all. I've been trying to get a job for the longest. But they don't listen to me.
This one right here. This leads back to something that I've been talking about for, we could easily say, multiple years. I mean, in close circles, I've been talking about this for probably about 4 years. So this is a question for the panel from friend of the show, Streets. Shout out to him and the missus. Says, question for the panel. I'm sure y'all agree we are headed to World War III. Do y'all think it will be years or fighting or a quick boom response? And I will answer last. What do y'all think?
It'd be a prolonged battle for years.
Niggas need money. So yeah, they're gonna drag this bitch out. They're gonna find something to like gripe about, you know what I'm saying? But
look, China can afford to lose. If China's involved for a world war, they can afford to lose a few people.
But that's the thing, like, man, we soft, bro. I'm sorry. That's gonna segue, but we're gonna come back. I do think that
Again.
it's gonna be forever, but god damn it, I be watching other countries' news and shit, and I be watching China
Hmm.
shit. That's the feds definitely be watching me. I know it. I got a
Hmm.
folder. But like, god damn, you put your kid in gymnastics. Yes, you gotta fight for, 60%. Hopefully the coach ain't trying to fuck on your kid. That's crazy. Get it together. But like the other thing that's killing me is the fact that like you put your kids in gymnastic and don't be too hard on this little nigga to make him greatness. No, no, no. You gotta have gentle parenting. That's stupid fucking shit. Gentle parenting, it really irks my nerves. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all
Hmm.
gonna hear my views on stuff and you're gonna be like, damn, T, you're weird. Yes, I'm weird. I think gentle parenting is some bullshit. Yeah, you should tell your kids, look, stick your chest out. Sorry I said that you was stupid, but look, that was dumb. Don't do that. Chill out. I'm from the 90s. My mom used to tell me all the time, don't act like a retard. That's crazy. Hard R's in my family. It made me a great person, I think. But like, I be watching China. They beat these kids with bamboo sticks. But you want to know what? A 5-year-old can do a half somersault, double jump back flip, and kick an egg off of his friend's head. Can your kid do? Your kid is barely kicking the fucking soccer ball towards the goal. And, and you want to say it's okay, Timmy? It's all right. It's okay. You did a great job today. No, fuck Timmy. Timmy need to tighten the fuck up. We trying to win. We ain't trying to win no more. We supposed to be the biggest country in the world. We supposed to be big bad America. We ain't trying to win no more. We letting these niggas come out soft with a W, SAWFT, soft. I be watching China. Them motherfucking kids be on point. I don't want that motherfucker to have a gun. A 5-year-old from China with a gun. Marksmen. They've been practicing. They've been practicing, bro. They take amazing order. Their fucking figures are insane. If y'all ever watch their little annual fucking little parade and shit, they be babies in that motherfucker. With the fuck, they sharpening the fucking field of Islam. What? And you telling me the only people we really got to go against China, little, you know what I'm saying? If we was doing breakdance competitions, or I mean, we didn't see it during the Olympics. That was an atrocity. But if we were doing like formation type shit, our armies and our military trash. Fruit of Islam, I'll put them up first runners, off the cuff. Some Marines on deck if we really needed to like ban on a second team. But like against China's 5-year-olds, it's ridiculous. Y'all should watch some of it. If we go to war with these people, they can put guns in these kids' hands. They got more than like billions of people. Even the kids can fight. We can't even put that type of numbers on the board, bro.
Do what a real fact. When I was in the military, a audit of just the rounds that we had in our inventory. If we shot everybody in the Chinese infantry with one bullet, we would run out of bullets shooting just the infantry. We're not even talking about their Marines, their Air Force, all that. We would run out of bullets.
We not even putting up those type of numbers, okay? Like I need people to start looking at this on a bigger scale. Y'all want to hear the points I gotta make? Listen to me. Our military ain't putting up them numbers. China don't
But they
play.
don't.
I just watched Kanye's
It
concert in
seems
China.
their posture does not seem to be based on violence, though. They do have other
No,
things.
but
They
but
do have other
also,
things. They're
but
not
think
afraid of being violent, though. But if they're continually pushed, they're going to have no choice but to show you their 1-inch punch.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
something
what
else.
we're saying. We're
That's what
not
I'm
saying that they're the
saying.
aggressor or that they are looking for violence. But the U.S. is that stupid bully that's gonna go around trying to punk everybody and not realize that's the
Yeah,
one
he's
you
gonna be
shouldn't have messed with.
Johnny from Karate Kid.
Yes, he's gonna be We walk around with the 2-finger temple push all the time. Okay,
Hmm.
we always be going up to other people's in their business. I don't know why we always minding somebody else's business, but we come up with the 2-finger temple push on everybody. And China, I just want to let y'all also think about this. Like, I may have said putting guns in 5-year-olds' hands, and of course in America, oh my God, why would we do that? Right? These little kids can do the 5-finger death punch. Okay, I just that part too. Like they don't even need guns. They hit the little. You're done. Bye. Next person. Next victim. Like these kids are like that. So What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
These kids
We'll
are
see.
fuck.
We'll see what it is they convinced themselves that it's enough out of Texas and West Virginia. I've been training my boy how to shoot since he was 3, and he can hit a fly off of a deer's ass from
Yeah, but if
200
I ask
yards.
this little
And
motherfucker what
they
his
don't,
favorite color is, it's the number 6.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, for every one of them raised up, country strong, that can do something, you got another 50 over here that he's gonna have to deal with. Just simple math, numbers matter. And this is why, going back to I want to hop in and answer, going back to Street's question. He said do I think that it's going to be boom or in a flash? It's going to be over years or in a flash. And I say both, and I'm going to explain why both. Because right now we're watching the building blocks of how this is all forming. When you're in the middle of this stuff, when you look back at history, all of it seems like it all happened like really quick. But no, it was this thing that happened this week. Oh, well, this happened a couple of weeks later. Well, this happened a month later. Well, this happened a couple of days after that. This happened 6 months later. And when you look at it, all of these like steps happen over a course of time, but it was continual escalation. What we have had is a continual escalation. If you look back to easily say roughly from, I'd say you can look at the ending of the what was it, the Iran pact or whatever that they had. I can't remember what it's called. The non-proliferation pact. From the moment Iran was out of that, we have seen nothing but an escalation, and most of that has come pushed by Israel, of course. But that aggression that's been pushed up. And then you see on one front, you got the whole Middle East stuff that's always forever ready to blow at any point. You got another tripwire that's going on with Russia and Ukraine and NATO, because you got NATO proxies who are fighting Russia right now. Just none have been killed on enough of a scale so you can prove, oh, this is NATO doing it. And then when you get China involved, or you get this situation in the Middle East to boil over. Now, I think it's going to be a galvanizing event that's going to happen. That's going to be like, okay, now we're here. We're officially like kicked off into the war. And I think that is going to happen when Israel gets whacked. When they finally get smacked hard and then they, ooh, mommy, that's when it's going to get going. When the little spoiled kid finally gets smacked in the mouth for all the shit that they've been doing to everybody. And that smacked in the mouth is when something goes through that Iron Dome and actually hits. And I'm not talking about a little building there, a couple of people. I'm talking about when we see a couple 100,000 Israelis die. And I'm talking about when we start seeing missiles hitting the Knesset or start hitting the Mossad buildings, when we start seeing planes get taken out or airlines. When that happened, the U.S. is going to jump both feet into it. And Iran is going to have no choice but to have to react. It's just going to be a matter of if Russia and China are going to back up their BRICS partner or not, and turn BRICS from not only being an economic thing to an economic and a military situation,
right.
Which I believe they're not gonna have a choice. They're going to get dragged into it, no matter how much China and Russia wants to stay out of it.
So how is this going to start? The removal of the weapons restrictions for Ukraine, or is it going to be through Israel's larger attack on Syria?
Israel. I think because I look at the Russia-Ukraine thing it's going to get snuffed out. It's getting snuffed out because Ukraine is nothing but getting their ass kicked. I mean, they've done a couple of things, and all it's just turning into just a money pit. Like they're literally just setting money on fire, sending it to Ukraine because they're not getting anywhere. And what you're starting to do is you're depleting the population. Like they're getting to a point where they're not even going to have men to reproduce. I mean, they're literally going to have to, like, Ukrainians are going to have to marry somebody else. They're going to have to get somebody else because they're not going to be able to have a future population if you keep, because literally they are fighting to the last Ukrainian. So that I don't see them having afford to. I don't see them being crazy enough to launch or being successful with a launch and hitting a major target in Russia like that, like hitting like straight all the way to St. Petersburg or Moscow, doing some damage like that. I don't think they have the capability to do it. I know they want to. I know they want to, but I don't think they got it.
This is what they're trying to. This is why they're on their tour begging the United States, England, and France and the rest of them to remove their restrictions. But the other countries, despite what they say, they're not. It's clear they're not fully ready, or maybe just now is not the time to when they want to open the broader war against Russia, because they've talked a big one, but they have not yet released the restrictions. So again, those missiles would be able to go damn near 200 miles into Russia, further into Russia than they already are, rather. So, and they're already bombing inside of Russia. Ukraine is. So
yeah, but they're not like.
It seems as if they want to give them long.
But they're not doing any damage.
Range weapons to do more damage in the country.
Because what I'm saying is Russia's still not taking the gloves off. I mean, Russia can take the gloves off and just go in there and just eviscerate Ukraine if they wanted to.
Yeah,
they're still holding back. And if they get to the point where, okay, y'all want to get really crazy and y'all want to really launch on us, and y'all gonna find out what real blitzkrieg and all that stuff was about. Y'all gonna find out like what really happens, and you could see not only some of Ukraine losing some of their territory, you could see Ukraine being wiped off the map very easily.
Extra Russia. That's what they're gonna just call it. Extra Russia.
Yeah, USSR will be coming back together. And I mean, if that's what y'all want to push, but also, I mean, from my belief systems, prophecies say that that's what's going to happen anyway. That this is going to come back in, because as it rejoins, and I believe that, if I don't know, people who know about Gog and Magog, I believe that Magog is Russia, and Gog is the leader of whoever Magog is. So right now, Gog is Vladimir Putin, and it says that Magog will rejoin all of its forces and then be prepared for that third woe, which is the Third World War. And so all it will be doing is feeding the prophecy by doing it. And he's setting for that final stage, the Battle of Armageddon, or other known as the Battle of Armageddon, which gotta happen in a certain place. And the way Israel's acting right now, they on my feet are taped to the bicycle on this one. They full speed ahead. They're not getting off of this track. They're not trying to stop nothing. And honestly, to me, it almost looks like they're on a suicide pact. They will get themselves obliterated.
I used to think that, but I don't think so.
All right, we'll see.
I don't think so.
I think.
And let me say, to the extent that would happen, I don't think it's any day. I don't think it's any time that we're going to see in our lives.
Oh, I think it's only a matter of time. I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, honestly, and Teal's a little bit younger than we are, but come on, think about from when we were kids. All we've literally seen is the world get more and more dangerous, get more and more, like the fun of the world is kind of like going aside. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I seen how much fun my mom had in the 90s, bro, and I'm like, damn, I ain't getting none of that. Like real rap, like it's just been turmoil, trauma, turmoil, lockdown.
What they said, because that generation, what he saying, Deadpool and Wolverine, he said this generation in there, they say that trauma, damn, what's the word he used? I can't remember, but it was funny. But we were outside, that's why. That's the difference.
Well, but another thing is,
bit of outside.
Another thing, when you study back on empires, every empire that begins to collapse that's at the top, people get the most weakest and pussiest at the end. Everybody
'Cause they
is
got
soft and
comfortable.
they're spoiled, but all these other nations
They've been
who are waiting
starving.
to push them off the top of the hill, they hungry. And that's what happens with champs when they get lazy. It's always that hungry person who was bound at the bottom, who been just dying for this opportunity. And when they get it, they don't fuck it up. And the US is just sitting up there, they're comfortable. And this, if you go back through, and I'm saying if you go back to the Spanish when they were in power, the conquistadors. If you look at the Portuguese when they had their power, if you look at the Roman, well, not even go to the Roman Empire, before the Roman Empire, you look at the Royal Empire as it went around the whole world. You can look at the Roman Empire, the three phases of it, whether you're talking about the Holy Roman Empire, the Roman Empire itself, or the early just state of Rome. Then you can go into the Greco-Roman period, the Greek period. You can go into the Egyptian period. You can go looking into the Ethiopian Empire. You can look at all of these different empires. And when they get at the top and they get comfortable, Babylonians, Medo-Persians, Sumerians, we can keep going. All of them, when they get comfortable at the top and they've amassed all this wealth and they're comfortable and they're able to like distance themselves from all the crazy shit that they're actually doing around the world, and their citizens don't even have to worry about it anymore. We can sit there while everybody else is getting blown to bits and living through horrors, and all we're worried about is what's going to happen on our favorite show next week. When it gets to that point, that's when empires begin to die. And all Iran would have to do, honestly, if they're like, you know what, we can't beat Israel, but you know what, we can fuck shit up for y'all. Saudi Arabia, who's not very protected, let's just bomb the shit out of their oil fields and see what the hell happens to the rest of the world. You will see the whole world go into chaos instantly, and that would shift the hegemony, because then you would have to depend on Russia and China. U.S. would lose their power instantly because you can't go off the petrodollar anymore, and then all of that debt that the U.S. has would be called in on.
And we broke, y'all. I don't know if anybody know that, but we ain't got no money. Like, and it's crazy because no, we don't. And the shit that pissed me off about no, we don't. The shit that pissed me off about America is we run off a credit system. We run niggas credits all the time.
Correct.
And
So
we don't even got no
money?
credit. How are we?
What's up, Nihilo?
Like, what? Y'all really shunning
What you
niggas with
mean?
600?
And I checked out
we,
you guys' program the other day. Good work. Anytime you guys want to team up, let us know.
It don't matter. United States has a 450 credit score in everybody's bit. Like,
Your
if they
credit score
run,
probably like is 100.
our credit score is so bad, we need to go ahead and file bankruptcy in NATO. Like, the UN need to pull our shit, like, for real, because like it's ridiculous. Like
The only
why?
thing that keeps us up is that we got guns
That's
and
the
shit.
big guns.
That's the only thing that's keeping us afloat. That's the reason why those people who are like, well, I can't remember what it was called, but they were talking about all those different. Well, man, why am I blanking?
We're almost at $900 billion in the military for the military budget, right? We got forever money. It's like everything else, man. They playing.
What is that? What is that monetary theory that people used to talk about? I can't remember. It was a couple of years back. Everybody used to talk about, oh, well, debts don't really matter, and we can just run whatever. Damn, y'all remember what y'all know at all what I'm talking about? But before, they were talking about how we could just run all this debt because our economy can support it because of our military. The moment our military can't do it, then what? Hey. MMT. Thank you, Warren, my dude. MMT, modern money theory. MMT is, I'm telling you, that's kind of what we're running on, even though we're not saying we're running on it, because we're not trying to balance budgets. We're not trying to do anything. The moment our debts get called in from the rest of the world, we got problems. And if we don't have the petrodollar, the petrodollar and our weapons are the only thing that keeps America afloat. Kick one of them legs out and it's going to be a problem.
Did you guys see how awkward that Trump Zelensky little conference news thing they had was? Did you see how awkward that shit was?
I mean, it'd be awkward if I was fucking with the ops too. Like, get out of here. Like, it's
No,
crazy work.
no, but I
Like,
mean, did you like it was visibly awkward? You know, a lot of the time these people don't really get along with each other, but they fake it, right? They make it look good for the TV. In this particular instance,
fake the
they
phone.
couldn't even produce it to make it look even a little bit, um, you know, realistic. So they got the former president to talk less harshly in front of Zelensky.
Okay, but still, Marcus giggled when I said it. When I was like, but he said with the ops, I'd be kind of ugh too. Like, bro,
Mhm.
that's Putin's homie. Like, get out of here. Like, now I'm on TV with the ops. I gotta make face with the ops so I can get these votes. Like, that's mad crazy. Like, I know he had to get on the phone with Putin, and Putin was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on, bro?" He was like, "Yo, I just did it
Probably a
for
little
press,
bit.
bro. I did it for press. You feel me? Like, I'm sorry, bro. It's just the press. These." You know how these Americans are. They got to see it for the gram, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It ain't even like that. Like, come on now. He did it with the ops. I'd be uncomfortable, like, with the ops. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know
And
better,
you know, it
Chris.
wasn't. And to me, it wasn't that Voldemort looked uncomfortable. It was more the orange guy looked a little uncomfortable. That to me was the point of no, and that goes to what you're saying, standing with the ops, because you know he looks at him like the ops as well. But even he controlled himself enough, so it's very clear that the orange guy has enough sense to control himself in certain rooms, if you will, and it's just very. Again, to me, it was like, yo, we're gonna make you stand in the room with this dude now. Aha. Aha. Look what we could do to you too. We
You want
could
to
make
flip
you
those?
stand here. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you want to flip those voters? Come on, man.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
talk all that shit on the campaign trail? You gonna do what? We gonna make you stand right next to him.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I believe like his donors completely control him. Like he can be talking all he want to talk because that's what Trump does. He just goes out there and talks off the cuff. But then they kind of reel him back, like, you do know that you're not going to do any of that shit you were saying, right? Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not. And then he goes out and forgets, and then starts saying it again. And like, you know what? Let's bring you a little reminder. You go sit down next to this person. Now you're going to realize what you're not going to do.
They hit him with the Jurassic Park. Ah, ah, ah.
Ah, ah, ah.
Exactly. They hit him with that shit. Like, boy, chill out. And it's crazy because like his first go round, he had Roger Stone, and Roger Stone could shut his ass up when they
Mm-hmm.
needed him to.
It's the
Now that
same with Bannon.
yeah, but like this shit crazy now because he be out here trying to like blink twice. Not Trump out here with the blink twice when he be slipping up a little bit, and they be
I
like,
was,
"Hey, come here."
I was waiting to say that. You know, he was Sheldon's, do boy. And when Sheldon passed in the will, he said, "Dear wife, you will inherit my orange puppy from the United States. He will be a good lap dog for you, okay? I bequeath I bequeath my animal to you. Here you go." And
But on part that's the reason why I feel like he's needing these reminders because Trump don't tend to like to listen to women, and so she's telling him stuff, and he's like, yeah, and he just going back out there doing whatever he wants to. And she's like, you know what? I think I need a little stronger reminder to you. I control you. Do what I say, and I know you just listen to my husband, but I'm the money now. Listen to me.
Mhm. Yes. So it's it's all messed up everywhere. But anyway, I wanted to also touch that the United Nations, they had their little powwow in New
Yeah,
York this week. I saw that when Bibi
BB
spoke.
Buckshots.
Yeah. I saw when he spoke, a lot of people, again, it's like performative. He came to speak, everyone, a lot of people stood up, walked out, chanted some stuff, maybe flipped him the bird here or there. But again,
And he brought in a whole bunch of people to sit there to cheer for him.
it just shows you how much theater that they actually, how much they actually produce. Because all you did was like say, "Oh, I don't want to listen to you." Meanwhile, we're watching what he's doing. Those people have no cojones to do anything other than non-aggressive yet
Chris,
performative.
it's more fitting. You should say the chutzpah.
Yes, yeah,
The
correct. They
extra.
didn't even throw a shoe. They didn't even throw a shoe. Thank you, whoever said that. Oh, Yipper. Yeah, they didn't even like.
Hey, yo, that dude that threw that shoe at Bush, like that man, I hope he's not pulling no time. And if he is, can anybody find me his number? I write felons, by the way, but like, I just want to send him a card, just like, bro, thank you for being a part of my history, because you fired off 2 shoes at Bush. I ain't gonna hold you. Motherfucker ducked them shits like he was still
No,
fucking playing
direct
football.
accuracy. Direct
That,
accuracy.
you feel me? Like, nigga was getting that shit, but like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, shout out to the dude that threw the shoes at Bush. Like, I ain't gonna hold, like, where
Wow.
is his number? Somebody find his number for me. Let me get this. I
Yeah.
know he gonna be in a federal place, so it's either gonna be out west, Colorado, or some shit. Maybe Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Somebody find me the shoe bandit.
I'll definitely put something on his books.
I will put some. I will get him some soups, whatever. I get him some zoom zoom, some wham wham, something. Somebody find me him. Okay. I will get him whatever, some Kool-Aids. He wants some coffees. I'd even get the sugar, whatever he need. He need a TV. I'll go as far as I'll get him a TV.
Yo, I'll get him a mail order bride so he can get a conjugal.
Okay, like stop playing with me, but shoe bandit, shout out. I write felons, I definitely do, and I would definitely write you. Like stop playing. You did the damn thing that day. I don't know what guy. I don't know if you in Guantanamo Bay. I don't know, but I don't know what even possessed you to just say fire off on some shoes too. Like, was you driving there? Was like, I'm finna get this nigga. Like, I don't know, but I respect.
Nah, that was heat of the moment right there.
Yeah, you can right. He just like a fire out. He was like his grandmama taught him that. By the way,
You know, he's probably like a retired cricket player who became a reporter and was like, you know what? Fuck this
retired
shit.
cricket player. No, his grandmama, his ancestors
No, you
came.
see that throw, you had to been doing that professionally for a while, throwing like that. I can recognize the double swing and the bounce.
Beer pong champion, 14 years running.
Or he been throwing some rocks at something.
Something. But yeah, dog. Shout out Shoe Bandit. Sorry, I didn't mean to segue to the Shoe Bandit. That.
Oh no,
But as soon as you said throwing shoes, I was like, oh, that's Bay right there.
Honestly, I couldn't even really watch the Netanyahu. I know it's part of the job I should be watching, but it's just so hard to listen to that man talk. I mean, I just get my blood pressure and rage level gets up because it's like this is somebody you want bad things to happen to, that you have no ability to manifest these bad things. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna talk to Voodoo and Nature and see if we can figure some things out. But I don't have it within my purview. I'm like, can he just wake up and just like fall down the stairs or something? Just something to just have a fucked up day. And just know that I had something to do with your fucked up day.
If we just all decide to wake up and give gratitude, and then after we give gratitude as a unit, we just wish horrible things on this man, like terrible things. Let's hope that
he free.
Let's hope, you know what I'm saying? Let's hope. Oh, for real, he got released in 09. Damn. I'll never find him. Damn.
Buy this dude dinner or something.
Thank you for letting me know that. Hey, Shoe Bandit, I will buy you dinner, cook you dinner. I'm a Michelin star chef. I'll cook you dinner.
You know what's weird is that he still goes through the motions when clearly he does not have to. That is what the performance aspect of it is weird to me, because you're doing everything you want. The rest of the world is not supporting you outside of a few countries. And you continue to move the way you do. I don't know why they even bother speaking anymore. They should just do the big reveal, like rip off the outer coat and just reveal their bad guy
Scooby-Doo?
uniform. You know what I'm saying? And just
Well, I
show
don't
who
think
they are
it's
because
I
you
don't
can't
think
do
it's
nothing.
that they're I don't think it's that they're bad guys per se, like actively like on the team like I think
Yeah,
it's I
I
think
think
it's
they
they're
are.
cowards. They're
Yes,
cowards. That's what it
Mm.
yes.
is. And I think it's more that they live in fear that they can't do much. And so it's little like silly like protest. It's not an official thing like what was it? A lot of people have been pushing around talking about Article 6 that they could try to push for to get Israel kicked out of the United Nations. But they're not even going to try to do anything like that because they
No.
don't they're in fear of what would happen. I mean, they're like, I don't need my pager or phone going off.
In my pocket, my shit blowing up, blow my damn leg off at my femoral artery. I got shit to do. I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
hold you. Like I ain't, and that's crazy because like art imitates life, y'all. Like in all actuality, watch any '90s action flick that probably had Bruce Willis or Mel Gibson in it. Like seriously, like if you just go back and watch. I'm a huge cinema buff. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom owned a DVD, or like owned a movie store in our town. So like I watch cinema, but like this is literally playing out like a '90s action like movie. Like watch some 007 with Sean Connery and shit, like
Mm-hmm.
Pierce Brosnan, because like the way that they describe their villains is like literally the leaders of these countries. Like
Mm-hmm.
seriously, the villains got the spot. They did all the fucking propaganda and they got the spot. Now they running shit how they want to, and like Israel is one of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That goes to the meeting and everybody be like, oh shit, Israel's here. Fuck. Fuck. Did you pay your debts last week? That motherfucker came to my fucking house, bro. Like Israel is really the one that everybody
Israel
whispering
is
on right now.
Debo.
Yeah, baby D knows when all the snacks is coming out, babysits and all of that. You feel me?
Mhm.
That is baby D. Get the whispering on that ass. And baby D run it just like that. Hey yo, Craig, tell your cousin I said what's up. Like, come on, Daddy, tell your cousin I said what's up. That's
Hostess
Israel.
got a 2025 snack. It
Yeah,
go glitter off
you
in your mouth.
and fucking Palestine trying to tell us y'all don't know baby D.
Hmm.
Okay, baby D don't play like that. You feel
Everybody
me?
else is Craig right now.
Everybody else is crazy. They think that shit crazy, and like, no,
You
that's
know,
not it.
You
also,
better listen to listen to Day
and
Day.
what that tells you is how many people either agree with them and those who don't and are handcuffed goes show you how compromised they are. And most likely the only way you could be compromised as a straight person is if they have you on video doing things a straight person wouldn't do. So I believe that there's a lot of them who they have on camera doing things that they outwardly said they wouldn't.
So check me out. With that being said, Chris, not to bring it back to what last week was
Oh
talking
shoot.
about, but a little Diddy sidebar. Diddy, Diddy, Diddy.
Oh we definitely gonna talk. We definitely gonna talk about him.
You feel me? Like instead of
Oh.
saying dun dun dun, I've been saying Diddy, Diddy, Diddy because everything seems to go back to him. But he's had tapes getting sold for buku fucking money on the dark web and shit. You feel me? And even there was a news article that spoke about the fact that there's a tape out on the run and motherfuckers playing top dollar for it. Like, who knows who's on these tapes just in our sector of the hemisphere? But like Diddy went everywhere. Diddy parties was all over. You know, Diddy party with the UAE and they like to do weird shit. They ain't gonna hold you. Like them dudes like doing dudes. And you know what I'm
They
saying?
and they like to shit on people.
They like to do all types of stuff, and they look getting
Yeah,
pissed on. I'm just saying, look, look,
yeah.
look.
I'm gonna pee on you.
If I ever wanted to live a wild, crazy life and get paid to do a wild, crazy things, if y'all ever want to know, go watch Blunt Force Wisdom and catch up. If I ever wanted to extend my services, I'd go to Dubai. Straight up, I'd go to
Hmm.
Dubai because I'd
Yeah,
be getting
they on
paid
some
top
different
dollar.
shit.
These motherfuckers own Jaguars. Like, I pee on a dude that owns a Jaguar, not the car, the animal. Fuck out of here. That's crazy talk. Like,
Mhm.
but what if that type of shit's on TV? Like, I mean, like they recorded that. Like, people's sons. Not even the actual leaders, you know what I'm saying? But like they sons. I remember I watched this show
Yeah.
on Netflix where a lady came out of nowhere, rolled up on the lady and like gave her a folder and was like, yo, these some compromising pictures. Shorty immediately thought that it was her husband out, you know what I'm saying, messing with prostitutes. She said, oh, no, 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 no. It's your daughter. She out here
Yeah.
getting freak nasty on the freak nasty side.
Mm-hmm.
And we about to expose her and she gonna lose every scholarship she ever had. We gonna slander her fucking name and she ain't about to be shit. So what's up? You gonna pay us our money to, you know what I'm saying, be hush hush about your kid, or what's up? Shit like that.
Like that one Jason Statham movie where they're breaking in to go steal something, and it turns out to be they're trying to steal these pictures, and it's of the royal family, and
Yes.
the daughter from the royal family was doing a whole bunch of wild stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they trying to keep like I wouldn't be surprised if some of it might even be your very powerful mother. I mean, like
She like
I
sucking on
in
black balls.
the back of my mind, I keep thinking Hillary gonna be on one of them tapes doing some stuff with like
She
I
pegging
don't know.
Bill.
It's gonna be like Big Sean or something. Like what the hell?
You know what I'm saying? She out here, she got Big Sean up top. She pegging Bill. Bill sucking some dude off because you know they like to get nasty. You feel me? It's gonna be wild, crazy, wild centipedes going on. Just think of the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? Wild stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Word is Samurai. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? Old boy's grandson. You know what I'm saying? Out here with, you know what I'm saying, a chick with fake titties.
Nancy Pelosi.
Okay. Nancy out here gobstopping, her husband in the back gobstopping. You know what I'm saying? Because you know he shot that boy by
You mean his lover? I mean, no,
his
I'm just like
lover. Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He got a new one. You know what I'm saying?
that was a lover's quarrel. That's what we witnessed.
Got the grabbing the gun in that motherfucker. I'm telling you. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I can only imagine what's on them tapes. People
You
just think
know,
that it's
It's like you just gonna throw me to the side, huh?
nah, not me. Not
Mm-hmm.
me. I'ma show you something.
Then they
I
made it
got
like,
you.
oh, he was coming after Nancy. No, he wasn't. He was mad. He was
He
getting
came
thrown to
there
the
for
side
man's butt.
for some yeah.
In
Trying
the
to get
word,
him.
yeah, in the words
Yeah,
of the
he been
booty
giving up that
warrior.
man tail.
Yeah, he wanted some man's butt. He wanted man's tail. Mm-mm. Yeah.
speaking of tapes, it don't even seem like they have it doesn't seem like they have much tape on Eric Adams yet. They went after him. It just seems like the only time they go after corrupt politicians, they got to be
Oh,
black
Teal,
governors or
you
Can you
got
mayors.
play
the
that
you
kid?
got the yeah. Let me see.
How
Where's it
can I
at?
send it to you?
Actually, put it in the private chat,
Okay. Hold on.
or if you got it, just put it up and I'll share your screen.
I don't know how to do all of that.
Or
I mean, Marky.
well, just put it send it
I'm
to
gonna
the
put it.
private chat,
Okay.
or I need to add you onto our show research.
سيد
'Cause
هاشم صفي الدين
sorry about that.
خلفا لابن خال
Alef Khan. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. All my stuff be on autoplay. Good thing I don't have nothing crazy going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puffs. Nihilo. Puff's pops was killed. When he was
Calming sense. What's up? Glad to
running
see
the
you
street.
here. Yeah.
But yeah, Eric Adams, he got himself roped off. I mean, they only raided him and took his phone. They didn't arrest him.
Here, you take it real quick. I gotta find a video too, Chris.
Yeah. They didn't arrest him. They took his phone. He was, as usual, defiant in his press conference after the feds, took his cell phone. It's weird. If you read the articles, they mention a few countries. And whenever you listen to the charges, it seems as if the Turkish government was upgrading his flights to wherever he was going, and they did it enough times to become noticeable. This is what you're getting him on. Again, this is the feds right now are, you would think, controlled, led by the power, the political power party that currently holds the White House. This is New York. This is 2 months before an election. This doesn't look good politically. And why would they be doing this to him now? I don't know. It's weird that it's happening to him and his crew right now, but it is. What did he do wrong? I don't know. If they're just telling me he got a bunch of seat upgrades on flights, I mean, come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop. You found the video, Marcus?
I'm
No,
sending it
not
to the Twitter right now. Hold on. I
Okay.
had to download it again.
Good.
Where in the heck?
So he, Eric Adams, he gave a speech basically saying that, I'm paraphrasing here, we're going to fight. You know, we see the charges as some bullshit, and that's it. And now we'll see how this case plays out. He hasn't resigned yet. I don't know if he will. If I was him, I wouldn't. I would just.
Oops.
Okay.
I would just deal with him.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Share. I'll share this one first. Because this video was interesting. I'm not sure if this is yeah. It was a couple of things in here that was kind of interesting. This hits a whole bunch of topics in New York, so I'm gonna skip around on this video, but here we go.
It's Saturday, September 28th. I'm Stephanie Bertini in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thanks for joining us live here on the Fox Local app. Mayor Eric Adams rejecting allegations that he accepted overseas travel, campaign cash, and other perks. Adams pleaded not guilty to federal bribery charges as he faced a judge in a packed courtroom not far from City Hall yesterday. The mayor says he will continue to focus on leading the city. But the federal investigation around Adams and his administration keeps growing. Now we're learning the mayor's chief advisor, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, was issued a federal subpoena, her home raided, and her phone seized at JFK Airport after arriving from an overseas trip yesterday. A gloomy forecast this weekend, unfortunately. A wet start to the day tonight, more rain tomorrow, cloudy with...
We just go straight to weather? What the fuck? Wait a minute,
Yeah,
bitch.
that was a rough transition there.
Yeah. Motherfuckers getting caught at the airport, off the flight, yoked up,
Yeah.
raided. Yeah. And tomorrow's going to be cloudy. Get your umbrellas out. It's going to be crazy wet. Yeah, sure is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you prepare for that. Like, what?
Because the next story after that one, like right after the news, is wild too. I was like, but we'll finish the talk a little bit more.
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew he was gonna get got. I really did, because he was too flamboyant. To be honest, I thought it was him and the light skinned dude from Jersey. I think they got a light skinned guy.
Cory Booker.
Yeah, it was between them two. But Eric was too loud, and when he set that weed on fire, I was like, he finna go down soon. He doing
Cory
too much.
is too team Democrat for them to take him down.
Oh yeah, honey, he a house nigga. Oh shoot, can I say that on your stuff? I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, he in the words of Dr. Umar, because that's my future husband. Shout out Dr. Umar. I know you're trying to get married. That's a coon. He's like one of my top coons. Like every time I seen him talk during his campaign, I was like, look at this coon. Like, oh my god, such a house nigga. Like, oh my god, I can't stand him. Jigaboo ass. Like,
Well, I mean, look, he said he would break his arm to defend Israel. So I mean, I'm good on him.
Okay, he was out here quoting Wu-Tang. He had Wu-Tang playing. What? Like, come on now. Didn't even know the words to it. Cap. You probably tie up your butters all the way to the top.
That's what the Democrats do. They just play with that particular group of people. I was saying that earlier. They only play with black people. They don't do this.
They don't do that. They don't pander to the Asians. They don't be out here talking about some, you ain't really into Kung Fu if you ain't voting Democrat. Like, they don't say no wild fucking shit like that.
Correct. They don't show up to Flushing and be like, look, I brought my own soy sauce and duck sauce today.
Nah, I ain't never seen them pop up at anybody's mosque Okay, talking about some let's take a kneel in motherfucking they didn't get in the regalia. They didn't come with their own prayer mat and go kneel in their motherfucking spot, but they out here in Kofi Kente ass motherfucking
Word.
clothes taking kneels.
They don't go to any synagogue talking about, oh, I carry horseradish in my pocketbook. They don't do that.
Okay. No, and they also carry pocket ham for those moments when you just need a little pocket ham. Because pocket ham don't count. Pocket ham. Just saying. But
But
yes, no,
they
I didn't
don't.
never see them out there saying like, hey, you ain't really celebrating Hanukkah if you're not voting Democrat. Like fuck is you saying? You can't play the dreidel game if you're not voting Democrat. They literally pandered to us and was like, you not really black. In somebody's church, like in the barbershops, like in the hair braiding studios, like
On the biggest radio stations, they playing with you like this, and it's ha ha ha, he ho ho ho, be scared of Trump. But they, again, they don't play with any other group like this. Even with the Hispanics, they don't go to them and be like, yo, I got what's that hot sauce called?
you not really loving La Chalupa.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
correct.
saying? You not out here. No, you're not really eating the tomatillos if you're not voting Democrat. Like
Yeah,
real rap.
they not.
Here, I
Hey,
got
look,
that.
I travel with quesadillas in my backpack.
Here, I
They
got
don't
Thank
that
play.
you.
video for y'all.
Damn, how'd you do that? I thought I did it on Twitter. My bad.
I got it.
They are at it again. Um, they've indicted and formally charged Eric Adams, mayor of New York. My heart and prayers go out to him and his family because they in for a dogfight. It brought back some eerie feelings for me because those were the first charges in my case, illegal campaign contributions. None of those charges made it to the courtroom. They were later dropped, but it gave the feds the entrance point to start the J. Edgar Hoover treatment on the people that they wanted to break down. Yeah, they bring them in, they show them pictures of their children, they tell them they're going to be in a larger conspiracy, go to prison if they don't just sign this statement saying that he did this. And most of them do, all of them do, really. And then they absolve themselves from prosecution. The feds are at it again.
So
Mhm.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw that. Look, they're saying you got flight upgrades, whatever it's code for, what have you. We saw after their initial COVID meeting, what did we all find out? That people in that room um, played with the stock market right after that meeting, right? All of them. That was both Republican and Democrat. They all made money selling stocks, made money buying stocks. Not a single one of them came under investigation. Nobody's facing any charges. But you just can't be black and do anything too crazy. And you definitely can't say that you don't like the immigrants coming to your city.
I told you he did too much when he was burning that weed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was doing too much. Like they was like, all right, chill, 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 bro, chill, 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 chill. We gotta get Kamala in office. Like chill, you doing too much. And he was like, I'm just trying to clean up my state. Like he really was trying to do some work. And it sucks when they be like, all right, reel this motherfucker back in. And they pretty
Mm-hmm.
much just letting them like they reeling in the reins on him. Like, I don't know
But they're
what.
telling him we want you gone. Like we
Yeah,
don't
like
even
you,
want you.
we don't even want you to do a second return. Like you don't listen. Like we got to take
Correct.
you out. You're out of
Mm-hmm.
here now. Like yeah, pretty
You're
much they're
done.
letting you know you're done. But the thing they
It's
about
like
it,
the same thing with David Dinkins almost, minus the federal indictment.
but that's the thing. That's the only thing they could do. They got Dinkus early. They was like, okay, we can cut him. We can cut him at this point. They really didn't get anything on Eric because Eric was actually doing some shit for New York for a second. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, he had to push some of that fucking Democratic bullshit. I noticed that in some of his policies that he was pushing. But he really wanted to get New York back right because it's wild out there. I don't know. I don't know the last time you've been or if y'all been, but like I didn't go. I didn't go super recently, but I've been in the last like 4 years. Well, since COVID, post COVID, I've been in New York, and it's not the same New York that I remember when I was a kid. that my mama used to go up and down 95 for. Like it was wild in 90, like in the 90s and early 2000s, but like it's completely different now. It's super wild to me. Like I don't like going by myself. It's not a place that I want to vacation to anymore. I used to love going to New York. Now, not so much. I miss the food, but like it's not worth it. And he was just trying to get it back, in my opinion, back to how it was in like the 2000s, where it was like, the only thing we really had to talk about was the rats.
No, now it's nuts. Now the you could get it anywhere. You know, even sometimes on the Upper East Side, you could catch a stray. You know,
It's getting nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering also, like, what do y'all think is actually going to come about from this dude? Whether he's guilty or innocent, it's all down to like what's going to actually happen. Because like I was having this kind of theological conversation, well, not theological, but philosophical conversation earlier. Right or wrong in a system where you don't have power doesn't matter nearly as much as might makes right. So the person with the power in this system is the will that's going to happen. And even if they don't have nothing on him and everything they drummed up is BS, what's going to actually manifest? Because they ultimately have the power to lie, manipulate, do whatever. So do y'all think this is going to manifest in anything, or y'all think this is just an attempt to just try to get him out of office?
It's an attempt to get him out of office, and then he gonna be on the street looking like he gonna be one of the he's gonna be blackballed. He's gonna be shunned. We're not gonna hear from him anymore. Like that's gonna be the end. This is the end of Eric Adams, like as a whole. He's not gonna be able to hold office anywhere. He barely gonna be able to work at McDonald's and hold a manager's position. Hockey, like they're gonna make it real hard for my man.
He's
He know
going
way
back
too
to,
much.
he's going back to the block in Queens.
Yeah, because I've heard that this goes all the way back to, they saying that this is back to when, well before he was mayor. This goes all the way back to like, when he was leading some kind of community organization. That's how far they say that this goes back, allegedly.
Oh, okay, now check me out. Let me just make sure. Catch me
So you
right
just
now.
now found this out, and it goes back from years.
That's what they're saying, that this investigation has been going on for years, and they finally got what they needed, apparently.
So okay, beforehand wasn't Como's brother? Who was governor beforehand? Wasn't Como brother?
Yeah,
And then
Andrew Cuomo.
and then
Well, that
Como
was
got
governor. That was governor of
But
New York.
well, I've heard rumors that I
Mhm.
don't know that this could be a way for him to work his way back into the political system and running for mayor of New York City.
Thank you, because that's where I was going with this, because that's what I heard with ears to the street too. Because that's why I was hinting to that, because I was like, okay, where was Como's position before he got this, before Eric? Because it feels like they was going to give it to Como at first, but then he fucked up. You feel me? At the
Yeah.
wrong time, and then Eric got it instead of Como. But now that they like, you know what I'm saying, trying to make shit shake a little bit, they're gonna slide Como back in the spot, get Eric out the motherfucking way. Like you done enough and you didn't listen good enough for us. You not looking like the nigga in Jersey. You not dancing like the boy in Jersey. So you gotta go. We're gonna put Como back in spot. That shit didn't really go nowhere. Like I don't know. I don't know if he just paid everybody off and told everybody to hush up like a JFK, like a Kennedy. Like I don't know if he hushed it up like a Kennedy, but I always looked at the Comos like Kennedy Juniors, low key.
Well, I
They
mean,
was like New York. They was like the New York dirty version.
Yeah, like they
Just
like
the
you know what I'm
regional.
saying?
Just the
well,
regional.
I think it's like Warren says here. Like he says, De Blasio was shit. Bloomberg was shit too. It's definitely systemic. That's my thing. I believe all of these people are corrupt. I believe he is corrupt. I believe they're all corrupt. But why is he the one who? Yeah, we got to put charges on him.
Because
I
he's not
guarantee
that
you.
corrupt. That's why he's entry level corrupt. Okay,
Yeah, he's not all the way corrupted. I got you.
Yeah, like I'm entry level. I can come to the parties corrupt, but I'm still Cat Williams taking pictures. Like, whoa, y'all doing weird shit in here.
Back there. Yep.
Yeah, like, and they was like, you said what? I'm just saying, ain't this kind of weird? Ain't it kind of weird? Oh no, you not down with the get down? Oh, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
But
You
again,
ever heard about that? Like in your Inception dream, how you ain't supposed to let the people in your dream know that you lucid now in your dream. You can't let The NPCs in your dream know that you real, and once you do, they start coming after you. Same shit. He done let them.
You can't let them know that you're not an NPC too.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And they done fucked around, and he was like, this kind of weird. And they was like, what? You gotta go.
But the feds was all over them. But what I found interesting is that they didn't mention any connection between the operation that the feds are running against the former chief of police in New York who just resigned. Edwin Cabal, I think, or Cavan, I can't remember his name, one of the two, Cabang or whatever. Him and his crew, they were extorting businesses, and as we said before, they were running all the street shit.
But some people are saying, that this might be connected to, and
but they didn't make. To me, they didn't say, and there was nothing. It could be, it very well could be, but so far there hasn't been any tying of the two together yet.
Because the initial arraignment and all that, they don't lay out the full case yet, so they just kind of these just like Kwame was saying in there. This is what they laid out to be able to do their real deep dive and deep digging. Mm-hmm. Now, it's kind of like if they think something's going on in your spot, and they'll be like, did somebody say help in there, and then push your door open to give themselves probable cause to walk in to investigate for something else. And it's like they knew what probable cause that they can get to evade and go in there and search for more info. And I mean, I don't know. Some of this could just be dirty New York politics. Some of this could be because he's not playing ball on certain issues with people higher up the chain. I mean, I don't know. It's a complex issue that I don't know if we'll ever truly know what's going on. I mean, I think down the road we'll know. Well, we'll know if nothing comes about. If he ends up just getting blackballed and out of office, because if you look back to, how come I can't remember their names? Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner was going after certain people, and then all of a sudden this stuff comes out on him, about the pictures and all that, gets him up out of office. Then you had Elliot Spitzer. He's going after comptrollers and he's going after people dealing with the financial markets, and all of a sudden, he gets wrapped up in this prostitution sting,
sexual deviant stuff.
And it seems like every time somebody's, it could be a matter of he was trying to stop something that somebody had going on, and they're like, no, you're not fucking up the gravy train. Get him up out of here.
They stop all your motion because of your weird sexual habits that they've recorded you doing.
Well, here, speaking of sexual habits, let's go on to the second part of that video that I wanted to share, because it gets interesting, and this goes into something that Chris was talking about.
How come once you start adding fingers in men's butts, it gets weird? I'm just saying.
Don't try that shit with me. That's all I'm saying.
That shouldn't be a thing.
All right, but check this part out, Chris. This is probably going to look very familiar to an area you were just talking about.
Is in Queens with more.
We trailed behind police in Queens as they prepared to raid an alleged brothel on Roosevelt Avenue. Everything happened fast. They stormed the place, rescued a woman who they say was a victim of sex trafficking, and arrested a man accused of paying for sex. Police say they caught people in the act of committing a crime.
There was one male occupant getting services, if you will. He was arrested, one worker that we're going to rescue, and someone who at the least is the manager of the place, so she'll be dealt with also.
This place is called Chun's Spa, but there was a lot that wasn't as it seemed.
So the interesting fact,
60 minutes, $30.
The Department of Buildings told us that this is, on paper, this is supposed to be a small eatery.
Inside, we found small beds, dividing curtains, paper towels, and signs advertising massages for 30, 60, 90 minutes. People who live and work nearby say They've been worried about troubling behavior around the spa for some
I
time.
told
Hey,
you,
shut
dog.
up.
That's
Right
what I
across the
showed
street.
last
Imagine the
time.
kids that come through here not knowing what's going on, and they see these women out here parading themselves like, "Hey, come here, come inside," you know,
Oh, shut
like
up,
that.
Lilo.
That's
You
just
got it
crazy.
done one
It's
time or two.
gross.
Police say
Yeah,
in
of
the past 6
course.
months or so, they have raided more than a dozen brothels just on Roosevelt Avenue alone, meaning all the
Alone.
sex trafficking victims may be related to one criminal group.
There's multiple reasons why he's open, but there is a business. This involves money, and there's people behind that money. Who are they? The Detective Bureau will find that out.
Neighbors say the activity connected to this spa was diminishing the quality of their life.
It's
Shout
not
out
cute,
sex
and
workers.
they like we have a lot of like male customers here, even female customers, and they just kind of like trying to grab them, bring them inside, harass them at some point.
Police say they'll be working with the buildings department to shut the building down, news that has neighbors applauding officers.
You know what they say?
What they say?
We outside
See,
too.
Marcus, look, now one of them people those are all
Shut that shit
immigrants
up.
too.
Damn,
know,
I stand with sex workers. If y'all know my
to my
stance.
Yeah, I
to
wanted
my
to just
point,
bring that up because yeah, that's what you were talking about, Roosevelt Avenue. When I saw that story, and I
yo,
was like,
it's wild, man, how often I mean the thing that's crazy, they're doing that to like eighth graders, ninth graders, 10th graders, and I get it, but it's it's a bit too much. It's too much on the face. You know what I mean? if it's relegated to if it's relegated to the track after night, Hunts Point after night, hey, it is what it is. Do your thing. We're talking from 6:30 a.m. when them kids is outside to catch the bus to 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night to when they get off the bus or they finish doing whatever it is they're gonna do. That's the issue. I ain't even gonna lie. It's if you've never been over there, then maybe you won't understand. But if you've been over there, then you would understand what I'm saying. It's just not the place to be having that like that. Just take it away from the everyday folks. Set it on that side of town over there. That's it.
And I agree with you, Chris, because I'm all for sex work. I just think it needs to be regulated property, just like y'all regulate tobacco, alcohol, guns. Well, I mean, granted, we don't do it a good job at all, but you know. What I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But in a sense, it needs to have some rules and regulations, in my opinion. I think sex work is necessary. It's one of the oldest professions in the world. The top three professions is eating, shitting, and fucking. So we've been doing that.
Why
It's
are
been true for
they?
years.
But did you notice in the report it said the guy was arrested for getting services, but they called the girl a victim. If I paid you, shorty, you're not no victim. Neither one of
Bro,
us. If
man,
both of us don't go, neither of us deserve to go.
I mean, I'm a victim too, because I'm losing money.
Yeah,
Like,
you
real rap,
ruining my
like, I'm
you
telling you.
ruined the service I paid for.
I'm telling you,
Actually,
I'm all for sex work. I really am. I stand with it, man,
he has a
female, everything in
lawsuit
between.
against them.
I would sue the
and
city for heart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm suing the
and
city
that's
for
because you messed up
losses.
my nut. Like, yo, we got
shout
problems
out
here.
to Ruby. What's up, Ruby's in the building. And then over on the Rockfin side, we got Denver is in the building. What's up, Denver? Anna
Denver,
and
what's
any
going on,
word.
man?
Glad to see y'all over there repping on the Rockfin side. And then I see a couple of new people in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you all.
But
But
yeah, I
sorry,
mean,
back to you.
no, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like people don't. I guess people don't understand sex work. I don't know. It needs to be regulated. I agree with you, Chris. If that is an area in which there's a lot of traffic for children, the
It is.
exposure rate is entirely just out of pocket. I
Oh shit.
agree.
What's up, Yona?
You know what I'm saying? Because in
Hey
my
Ruby.
opinion, because I would love to be part of the scene that can regulate it or be part of the regulation policy. I think a lot more women need to get into this type of realm because it affects a lot more women than a little bit. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I've been in a lot of different pockets where adult work is A1. So me personally, I always thought of a different way to regulate it. I think it's a great I think it's a great and lucrative like way to go. They just got to get it right. And security needs to be up on it. You know what I'm saying? Testing needs to be up on it. It can be done properly. You can house these girls. You can make it like a school for wayward women type shit. Like, don't get me started. I think that's my shit. But when you gotta start raiding and shit, like, come on, bro, you doing too much. You obviously doing too much if the police gotta talk to you about it. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. 9 times out of 10, the police getting sucked off by these bitches too. There are brothels in this area that the police go to. You're not telling
Mm-hmm.
me that hoodlums is lying. The white dude in Hoodlum got shot at the end of the movie at the brothel in the hood. Like, stop playing with me. Y'all been like this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know there's good ones and bad ones, but like, you just got to conduct yourself properly so you under the radar or just out of the way.
Yeah,
And
like it's too. If you see it on a regular basis, it's way too. It's way too much in your face, and it would just be. It would just be better if you just adjusted where you did this. Okay, look, it's kind of like having a bunch of. It's like having a bunch of spots on the same block, and all people are doing is copping and going inside. And I'm saying you making the spot too hot right here. Don't you know everybody could see you?
I'm tired.
Go
Yeah,
that way.
the same way I don't want to walk down the street and see 4, 5, 6 fiends nodding out on the sidewalk and I got to step over them. Is the same way I don't want to have to go, nah, shorty, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, on no shorty that's trying to throw their pussy in coochie in my face. I'm sorry, but like,
Mhm.
it's just not. It's not. There's a time and a place. I try to tell everybody there's a time and a place. You know what I'm saying? For everything,
Yes.
everybody can get a little ratchet. You know what I'm saying? We know. Marcus told us at one point in time he can get active, but there's a time and a place for it. Same thing, like you said, certain hours. If they can regulate it on certain hours on that block, even better. You know what I'm saying? If they did a curfew for the kids, you know what I'm saying?
Not even
Granted,
occur if you just
they're not gonna listen no way. I get it, but like, you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
But at least on both fronts, to kind of
Do
just to
something.
cover it on both sections. You know what I'm saying? Granted, y'all doing wrong. Don't start throwing no coochie until 11:30. You know what I'm saying? Werewolf hours. Kids, try to be in the house by 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? But like, just throwing coochie at 6:30 in the morning is crazy. Like, you really woke up, meditated, and was like, let's pop this pussy. Like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
You know, it is. So that's just the mess that New York is actually dealing with because there's always been spots in New York where you could go get your rocks off. It just
60
like
minutes, $30 though. Sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
oh, that's
No, it's 30 minutes, $30.
No, that was on the inside board. That's after you got in there. That fucking, run it back. That motherfucking goddamn CNN teleprompter sign says 60 minutes, $30. I saw
competition is. I told competition is high if you getting it for 30
these thick
bucks.
ass glasses, Marcus. This is Ray Charles and Helen
Wow.
Keller. I only can't see the lottery numbers. These bitches thick as fuck. I seen that $30. You telling me you out here giving the Gok iOS 9.0 for $30? That's crazy.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
the
Mailing.
comp. This is what I'm telling you. If you letting it fly for 30, when you go outside, that must mean there's a lot of competition on the street.
30 on the
That reminded
bullets.
me of Vampire in Brooklyn. He was like, and you could push a $2 hole a long way.
I see. Like, it's
Hmm.
$30. Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
It looks
Hey,
like we
real
have
rap.
little
Does
troll.
I'm just curious to know. Thank you, troll. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you. Helping with the view
It's still
count.
a view. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
At the end of the day, it's
Keep the
still a
comments
view.
scrolling. Thank you.
Yeah, keep coming. I really, like, I always wanted to know, like, how often, or like, how open is it for men to like be able to buy prostitutes? Like, I got truck driver friends that be fucking with the lot lizards all the time, but like, is it easy? Like, do y'all always get bitches that's trying to sell some pussy? Just curious. If you married,
Mm.
I'm sorry. Don't answer that question. I apologize. I ain't even know y'all relationship status.
Wait,
My B.
repeat. No, it's fine. Repeat the question.
Throughout y'all life, think through all the years, how many times has it been? Is it frequent for you to get a chick that's selling some pussy? Like, have y'all been encountered with
I've had
prostitutes?
women who have like tried to sneak it on me at the last minute, like, hey, by the way, it's gonna be this so much. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't gotta do all
Ha-
that now. I've had that now. I've had to like, whoa, 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 whoa. You got this all mixed up. I was like, that's not what we're doing right here. You you can get your jacket and she can get the fuck out. That's not what's going on here.
no, I
Oh,
could.
by the way.
And then I had a time in Jacksonville where I was in one of the cabs heading back to base, and it was just a chick sitting in the back, and she was like, "Hey, you know, if you want to have a little extra fun, you know, he could just drive around for a little while longer,
my
and
God.
you know,
I
just
figured
add that
laugh.
to the fare." And I was like,
Mm.
"No, keep heading to the base. You stay back there in the back." But yeah.
No, never. No, me personally, never. No, never.
Really? Oh,
No.
so I've been around a lot of working girls in my life. And then even when I was out in Mexico, there was a working girl in the resort property. Don't know how the fuck she got in there, but she was hella cute. But the way I knew she was a working girl is because her outfit just did not go together. I'm gonna notice it. I told you, Helen Keller, Ray Charles. I'm a people
Yes,
bitch
yep,
that's
during
out of
my
place.
military days.
But dog, I watched her work the room, and I was like, and I had to tell. She tried to run up on our DJ, and I had to tell the DJ. I had to whisper in his ear. I was like, "Come here, real quick." And he goes, "What's up?" I said, "Is you gonna take her home or what?" And I was like, "Cause she expensive. She look expensive. You got the money for her?" He was like, "What you talking about?" I said, "That's a working girl. She don't belong here. I can tell you right now. She working, and she about to work out your pockets. You got the pesos for her, nah. Leave her alone then." Sure
Yeah.
enough, she was like, "Can I go back to your room?" Nah, shorty. Nasty.
No,
So I just wondered.
They
I'm being in
serve
the Navy now.
what's
I
the
know
profession?
a lot of guys who had a lot of interaction with working girls.
The
I mean,
profession deserves, you know. Look,
when we
I
pull
don't
into
judge
port,
anybody.
they wasn't even trying to go out and meet a woman on their own. They like, yo, where the hoes at?
Because
Yeah.
you're not paying you're paying them
It,
to leave,
No
right?
taxes.
and they was like, some of them was not just. I'm like, you do realize like every ship hits this port, all kind of people from all over the place, and you putting your
But you
tongue in
gotta
places
be a
where you
hard
shouldn't
pressed
be putting
type of
them.
dude. But quite honestly, you gotta be a little hard pressed for all that.
I
A little
mean,
bit.
I hate to
Little bit.
say it like this, but just overseas, it's being an American. It is not hard for you to meet a woman if you just trying to go have a little fun. That's all I'm saying. It is not hard to meet a woman who's they right there with you. They like, yo, you trying to do something? I'm trying to do something. Don't have to be no money involved. Now, if your goal first thing is let me go straight to the ATM and see what I can go pay for, that says more about you than anything in my eyes. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good perfect
Oh
place
my
to leave that right
god.
there.
Oh my god.
Oh man, speaking of wild stuff like that, I was like, man, Teal, how did you let us get out of here last week without talking about Mark Robinson? Yes, Yipper, leave me out of this. Man, how do we not talk about to the chat before I say anything else? How many of y'all familiar with the whole Mark Robinson stuff?
I don't think
Who I see who is. I mean, man, when I heard this Mark Robinson stuff, it was wild. Now I'm Mark Robinson. It was the lieutenant governor of North Carolina who is running for
North
governor
Carolina.
right now.
Yep.
This dude is, you know, and regardless of where your political alignment is or whatever, I'll just say that he is a MAGA diehard. And he has had like some very crazy like quotes that like one of the quotes when I first heard about him was he was like, if I could join the KKK, I would have, but they don't allow blacks to join. He said that slavery should be brought back because if slavery came back, I definitely would buy some of y'all.
Oh, so then He's
Yes, that's why I made
your
him in the
wife.
thumbnail look like Uncle Ruckus, because
Thank your
this
wife.
is a real life Uncle Ruckus. This is real life Uncle Ruckus.
Okay, it was the
He said the best. What he said? You know what the best thing about heaven is? Ain't no niggas.
Because it's white. Heaven's white with all the good, wholesome white people. Okay, it's so wholesome they don't even let him in. Okay, they don't want to taint it, and he's okay with that. He's okay with that. But yes, the fact that we have okay, so
shout out to you, much appreciation.
I just recently talked to my baby brother about it, because we talk about the fact that I always want to write for the universe. I either want to write for Simpsons, Atlanta, one of these shows where we just kind of put it in your face like this is happening. And like Boondocks is always up there.
Oh man, I wish Boondocks right now. I mean, what would they be talking about now? Because like the shit that they was talking about 10 years plus is now like front page news, and they were the underground. So like, where would they be at now? What would they be revealing now?
Well, I mean, I don't think they need to do anymore. They've done enough. They've shown it. We've gotten our Uncle Ruckus now.
We got our Uncle Ruckus, but Uncle Ruckus takes it to another level. It was apparently his email got tied to a sex site called what was it, like Africa Planet or something like that? That is a like 90s old, it's like a 90s version sex site where he was talking about like he wished he was part of the KKK and not KKK. He said that that he's a black Nazi, and said a whole bunch of other stuff too. But the part that I want to share with y'all, because the funniest reading of this I've ever heard anybody read this out loud, I got to give credit. I know I don't like him on a lot of shit, but this was funny as hell how he read this. I got to share this from Kyle Kalinske. Y'all got to just hear it. I know, Chris. I know. Just listen to this shit. It is fucking hilarious. So y'all just bear with me for a second.
Democrat sex scandal. Ready? Republican sex scandal. This is what Mark Robinson was posed under the title is Wife's Sister. He says, had me another hot morning with the wife's sister. She brought along her laptop this time, and we watched some vids on here on NA. That's Nude Africa. The one that really got us hot was called Wet Anal. That vid got her pussy soaking wet, and y'all know what I did, right? That ass was wet, slick, and good, and pissy. And I licked and sucked that pussy and asshole till my face was covered with her funky juices. Then she sucked my dick till it was good and hard, then lubed it down with wet. Then she laid back while I greased that asshole with her pussy juice and wet. Watching my big dick slide in and out of that asshole takes my breath away. It looks so good. We ass fuck a lot, but she gave me a nasty, sexy surprise this time. Right when I was really pumping the dookie shoot good, she shot a long, hot stream of piss up in the air that covered my chest and stomach. It was so fucking hot. She was coming.
Okay, I had to pause. Oh, okay, all right. Ah, man. Whew. So that's how it starts off.
First off, hold on. Wait. Marcus's mom, if you are watching this, I am so sorry that you had to witness that. I am so sorry. That is a
goodness.
filthy man. And I've said it before that white people do some of the wildest shit.
No, this dude is black.
No,
I know, but he thinks that he's white. He identifies as white. His pronouns are cracker.
Touche.
Fuck what you heard. I mean, I identify as white with a 750 credit score, but I'm not that white. I'm not raisins and potato salad. I'm not piss play. I'm not dookie play. I'm not shit on my chest. I'm not none of that. That's wild crazy. Black people don't do that. We don't. We don't like that shit. We wash with rush rags.
This is his wife's sister.
Or he could be role playing with his wife to be playing like her sister. And he could be it don't matter. First off, Who is pissing? What? You ate pissy pussy? That is insane. That was step one. That is wild. I've done some things in my day, y'all. But pissy pussy.
Oh, all right. Y'all ready for a little bit
I'm
more?
so sorry. I'm so sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, that's why I should have gave a warning that this is going to be some wild X-rated type stuff that we was going to be listening to.
No, this is the shit that goes in the back room that has the extra X's that has to have the cover on one side. Like I told you, my mom owned a video store. You had to get your ID check for that type of shit.
Mm-hmm. You got black labels at the top of these.
Yeah, people look at you weird when they find out what you checking out type shit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna mute up. I'll play a little bit more.
I was coming, she was pissing, and I was covered in piss and pussy juice and lube. Damn. This girl is good, and I can't wait till next week to get some more. Bruh. Now imagine you're Mark Robinson's wife and this story comes out. Imagine you're Mark Robinson's wife's sister and this comes out. There is no way they're surviving this shit, bro. There is no way they're surviving this shit.
Whew.
All right, so I just got to be devil's advocate for this. I'm sorry. This is me because, look, like I said, sex work, good, bad, and indifferent. I support it. That's part of it. Why do people's deviant acts always shun them? Like, why is it always when they get to the sexy, like when they get to the weird sex part, motherfuckers like, hey, yo, too weird. Fucking kids get you up in the higher ranks. Piss play in public, you wellin'. We got to take you out. You can't be piss playing, bro. You can't do that. Like, so what if he like a little pee-pee? Like, that's between him and his wife's sister in their household and whatever tarp they putting down at the end of the day. But like, why when it gets public, we get to shunning these people? Like, y'all don't like doing weird shit in y'all houses. Stop it.
That's what I don't understand. I always say once people can get over the sexual aspects of stories and pay attention to the parts of it that you need to pay attention to, then you'd be better off. But we're so green about sex that, you know, it distracts us. As I said, even with the Clinton thing, there was clear corruption going on with the Clintons. As soon as they heard about what he was doing with Lewinsky, nobody paid no attention to what else was going on, and that became the
regular degular now,
the only focus. So, but beyond this, though, as Marcus said, this dude, you know, he literally is Uncle Ruckus. You've seen him before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his Carl Winslow looking ass right the fuck now.
Yeah.
I'm here looking like the evil Carl Winslow. You wild crazy.
Yeah.
But I get it. You feel me? Because like.
But look, he just went to the hospital.
Oh yeah, because he burned his hand.
Off an exhaust pipe. Like that lets you know you need to sit down. Now he gonna be out here saying he got the vitiligo because he went down to the white meat. Anyway, God bless him. So now he can be part white. So allegedly, let's just say I know some people. I just know some people that like to go to like sexy parties, swinger parties, things like that, underground shit, weird deviant shit where you probably will see your a mayor's assistant, you know what I'm saying, doing some wild shit with a dog mask on type shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and this to clarify, yes, this doesn't bear on his political beliefs. I just wanted to cover because I thought the shit was fucking funny.
Speaking of this, what about the dude in New York who just got fired for talking about these sneaky parties during COVID? When he said that during COVID they were having all these underground parties in which they were doing popping mollies and doing X, and they were all having sex and wilding out.
Well, what they mad about?
Marcus?
No, I haven't heard about that. But I'm still like, what are they mad about? Are they mad about the drugs? Are they mad about because y'all was supposed to be on lockdown and you letting them know that the elites got to do what the fuck they wanted to do? Like,
yeah, that's why.
Okay.
He told the truth and they fired it. They put him right outside.
You see how they do? They get mad when their secrets get exposed.
It's like well, I'll say like even with the Clinton thing, when I heard about the Clinton thing, I didn't care about that. I thought it was entertaining. But it's not like it would have affected my vote for Clinton. If was I old enough to vote then? I don't remember. Might not have been old enough to vote yet.
Unfortunately, that video was that was the video put out by what's his name, O'Keefe, again, James O'Keefe. He was the New York like COVID dude, you know, and he's detailing at dinner again. You know how O'Keefe does, he gets these people. I don't know how, but he does. But you know, he got this dude on camera in multiple settings, just saying like, "Dude, we ain't pay that shit no attention, bro. We were just getting fucked up underground, going to parties, bro." And again, this is the same guy when the cameras were on, though, telling everybody, "Oh, this is how you need to conduct yourselves. This, you know, you need to stay away." And again, look at the effect that the propaganda had on people. Even till now, people in 2024 are talking about getting their 19th booster. It was wildly effective, and nobody was even paying attention to or realizing, or they were theorizing incorrectly that, oh, look, the elites must have the real vaccine and we're getting the fake one. There was a whole bunch of stupid theories. How about there was nothing they needed to be shot for and they didn't take one? Simple as that.
Because they was out sucking each other's dick because they already got their shot so they don't get super gonorrhea.
Well, I think because I know out here, even, you know, that taking the shot or not shot or any of that aside, there was a lot of people who was just pissed off that they were setting rules about you can't go out, but I'm gonna go out. I can go out to restaurants, but you need to stay in the house. And I think that was a big enough story on its own.
I mean, facts. I mean, remember, what's his name? Mike, whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, Mike Stupid Face out of Colorado. That motherfucker was tweeting out the airport, talking about some y'all motherfuckers stay home for Thanksgiving, and he was going to Texas or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Guy who, what was his name? I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy in England who, excuse me.
Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
No, not Boris Johnson. It was,
they was the one that got caught up with the parties.
No, I mean the guy who wrote the actual policy for the lockdowns, etc. He was the one sneaking off to go have sex with his mistress. And it was, again, every single person who was on TV with the serious face telling you that you're going to kill grandma, they was doing the total opposite. And again, we were paying attention. I'm watching and saying, okay, if they not scared, why the hell should I be scared?
Facts.
You know, Marcus, speak this, so I just want y'all to see this real quick. And again, you know, this is something that should have made the rounds, but again, because it's O'Keefe in them, you know, the usual people will ignore it because they hate him. So instead of just taking the goddamn information that you need and dissecting that, you will just ignore everything because it's O'Keefe and you hate him. People never going to learn.
News 4's Andrew Siff live outside the health department in Long Island City with reaction to this scandal that now surrounds Dr. Jay Varma, Andrew.
Right, Natalie. Dr. Varma was a trusted face during the height of the pandemic. In fact, he acknowledges convincing then Mayor de Blasio to draft that vaccine mandate designed to protect New Yorkers. He also urged people to stay indoors and to socially distance. Well, now some city lawmakers say the doctor wasn't so good at all following his own rules. Months after COVID hit New York, Dr. Jay Varma dispensed urgent advice.
We need to be cautious about introducing a high-risk activity into a place that we know is vulnerable.
But on his own time,
like New York City found out that you're having sex partings during COVID.
Yeah. Dr. Varma, once chief medical officer during the pandemic, admits disregarding guidelines for New Yorkers. In a highly edited video posted Thursday by conservative podcaster Steven Crowder.
Like, we're all taking Molly and everyone's high, and I was so happy because I hadn't done that in like a year and a half, like a year or whatever.
Varma described sex parties near a Wall Street bank.
My wife and I had one with our friends like in August of like that first summer. Sometimes it's not so much about like sex, sometimes it's just something about like bodies being close to each other, like just being like naked with friends. People are like, aren't you afraid? Aren't you embarrassed? And I was like, no, actually, I'm like really like I love being my authentic self.
My God, what a hypocrite he is.
Queen City Councilman Robert Holden says he's outraged by Varma's behavior.
He's a super spreader himself. And he's telling everybody, don't go you can't visit your mother in a nursing home. And I couldn't visit my mother in a nursing home.
In a statement, the doctor said, unfortunately, I was targeted by an operative for an extremist right-wing organization determined to malign public health officials and take down the public health system in America. This individual has been highly discredited, and he has been banned from numerous media outlets for his homophobic slurs and racist rants.
When he's caught, he's blaming the right-wing media. I mean, this guy is what a dirtbag.
Varma's statement goes on to say, in those private conversations that were secretly recorded, spliced, diced, and taken out of context, I referred to events that transpired 4 years ago. I served in City Hall between April 2020 and May 2021. During that time, I participated in 2 private gatherings. I take responsibility for not using the best judgment at the time. And we reached out to then Mayor Bill de Blasio, who of course hired Jay Varma. De Blasio did not return our calls or texts. We should also tell you that the Adams administration said that Dr. Varma never worked for this current administration. They also praised the New York City Health Department for keeping New Yorkers safe during COVID-19. We're live outside the Health Department in Long Island City, Queens. Andrew Sif.
The story
What a way to
so
backstroke.
Much, and, yeah, this is this is a big. You could do a deep dive on this in so many ways, and you could spend 3 hours even just with this information and extrapolating it across the entire world. And yes, I did notice even during the reporting, they said in a highly edited video. Okay, if it was highly edited, show us why are you showing us a highly edited video then? If you're saying this is a highly edited video, why are you showing it to us?
Just in case you see it somewhere else.
Well, they gotta get ahead of a story. That's how you do damage control. If you don't put the story out there and then put your narrative out there, then you let the other side define you. So they're forced to show it and put their spin on it, even though they got to try to soften it and throw in those like miscues and it was this reason.
Take a page out of Cardi B's book. Okay, you got to tell some truth about you while you exposing somebody else at the same time. Okay, and especially if somebody trying to beat you to the punch.
Again, I'm not a fan of Keith as personally. However, the information there is what was extremely telling. Okay, because this is the guy who's, as they said in the report, who said he convinced the mayor to institute this mandate. Kyrie Irving was killed in New York City for not playing for the Brooklyn Nets because he chose not to participate in the mandate. Look how many fellow Black people and people on the left all over the place calling him stupid. I'm using him because he's a celebrity. Look how many people called him stupid. He don't know what he's talking about. He's a conspiracy theorist, blah, 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 blah. All these people have lost their jobs and all this stuff. All vindicated. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore, though. But this dude is there. You see, Big Nose was over there. Somebody just say he was sniffing mad 8 balls. I mean,
out of people's booty holes, probably.
He's doing the most, and you can hear him. What he say? I just want to be my authentic self. Naked bodies next to each other. Just did something for me. So we already know what they doing, dog.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they doing.
My whole thing is, I don't understand why I got to take a drug test to clean an airplane, but these motherfuckers ain't got to take drug tests. They just be doing whatever they want to.
Yeah, how you got to have a drug test just to get like the most basic of job to work at like Walmart or work at McDonald's, but yet you're crafting bills and sending billions of dollars all over the world, and you don't have to do a drug test. You were literally making policy for people affecting tens of thousands of lives, even on the small scale.
Yeah,
And
and
there's no checking of you on anything.
Okay.
the other part is the other part of that is look how they played ping pong with him. Pause in that. Oh no, he not part of my team. Oh, he
Oh
was
no, he
with the
never
old
worked here.
team. Oh no, he wasn't. He, you know, he was my guy, but not really my guy. My other dude told me about him, so I really wasn't that tight with him. You
Yep.
know,
And I got to say this too, Chris. I've retired the pauses, so y'all can have all the pauses y'all want. I'm like, I'm too motherfucking old to be playing this game. Y'all know I ain't no funny money, so I ain't doing it no more.
but they, you know, they made me lose my thought right there.
Actually, it made me wonder now if the people who saying pause, if y'all got that kind of funny money energy around y'all, that y'all need to make sure that everybody know, no. Because maybe Diddy been hanging around too many of them that they got to make sure they clarify so Diddy don't just pop up on it, you know, be
Diddy
like,
can
hey,
literally just
whoa,
pop up
so
in
you
the
want me to
background.
slide? I'll slide. You know, that's what it makes me think.
Oh, but talk about money.
They haven't, you know, messed up kind of parties
Now-
that they got to watch themselves.
But talk about impact on money and the impact it had on the citizens who chose to opt out with the mandate, to opt out of the mandate, right? So all these people lost income, put themselves into stressful situations, probably a lot of depression, the breakdown of a lot of relationships if one wasn't with it. You know, it probably led to a lot of unfortunate circumstances in people's lives regarding this decision. And when you have people on the inside like this, they're being so disingenuous, so they're just a bunch of now that people like him know those are evil people. Because at the same time you're greatly affecting people's lives, their ability to generate their income. You know that there's no reason for it. And the only thing they do is like, oh yeah, you know, what can you do? They didn't run up on him. He not facing charges. No,
They didn't Rico this nigga. Why they not Ricoing him?
Thank you.
And I'm just gonna throw this out there too. Is like you gotta understand, like those mandates, those rules that they put out, that brought out the nastiest shit I've ever seen in people. Like it turned into like baby purges. If you really catch my drift, I don't know how crazy it was for y'all living in Colorado during lockdowns and shit. That was the most outrageous time I ever like had. Like as far as like extremist encounters, like if I, not trying to say it was like that, but if I ever felt like I had a golden star on my shoulder every time I walked outside, like, and I didn't wear no mask, and I was like, fuck the mandates, and I'm outside doing what I wanted to do, and the way that people would call police, the way people would call, and like I got stopped many a times leaving from fucking work, wondering if I'm supposed to be out in these streets, like get the fuck out of here. And people, and you playing with people by saying like, oh yeah, y'all can't go outside, y'all can't go nowhere, but you out here sucking and fucking high off some good shit. Not to mention you working in Big Pharma, so I know you getting the good shit.
And they
So
said
like
parties, so you know they're
you inviting niggas, you got a group chat with this shit, bro. Come on, man.
Again, these are parties that involved multiple people. I'm sure these parties didn't just have 25 or 35 people in there. I'm sure there was dozens of people at these parties passing through every week or every month, or however often they were having them. They were just getting away with it. And you know, again, to the people who pushed back on me during that time period, you know, you look you look more stupid by the day. So this should tell you for the next thing, stop talking so much and maybe you should listen. And I know we're supposed to show humility and things like that, but sometimes you can't be humble when you're telling stupid people to shut the fuck up.
It's not gonna people ain't gonna change. The reason
No,
why
they
people
won't.
are not gonna change is because people are always majority of people follow the narrative. And so
Yes.
in the moment they're gonna follow the narrative and not question. And I mean, if you could break people from following the narrative all the time, then a lot of this stuff would be over with. We wouldn't be dealing with most of this stuff. But I don't. Maybe I'm not as hopeful on people as a whole.
No, because they're NPCs. There's too many robots. They done ate too many fucking radiated carrots.
Yep.
Oh, candy corn, you said,
The
right?
candy corn, the fucking candy corn did it to the kids, man. The sugar, all of it. The red dye 40. Everybody retarded. It sucks.
Yeah, because they're not even trying with the manipulation streets. It's so basic level that it's almost insulting to some of us, effective on a lot of others. But it's like, no, you really didn't just try me like that. No, you didn't tell me
They
like.
Yeah, they playing in your face. Like, remember back when it was like cool to be a person that read like Behold the Pale Horse, and it was like a select few, and then it was like a secret society. But now it's like, even if you did read Behold the Pale Horse, like you probably still drinking the Kool-Aid, and it sucks. And most motherfuckers don't even know what drinking the Kool-Aid even fucking means these days. But
Well,
there's so
even
many motherfucking on the Jim Jones
It's
train.
like
It's not
going.
even
It's
funny.
but
you know,
even the
I
ones who
go-
read the even the ones who have read it, did they like apply it? Did they look at how Behold the Pale Horse connects to reality and what's being tried to do, or did they just read it to say I read it?
That's
That's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying. And the ones that read
No,
it
they
to just
just
say I
bought
read
it
it,
to say they have.
they
Oh yeah,
got it.
true. How many just bought
Oh,
it and ain't read a damn thing?
And you
thank you.
don't have to get lost in some of the more fantastical parts or segments of the book, but some of the more reality grounded things surrounding policies that you can look at and they track.
It's like how many people that I know of who will talk about Albert Pike Morals and Dogma, but have never actually read it. I read it, and I'll tell you, it is a tough read because he talks in circles for easily like the first like probably 25 chapters of it, and then he finally starts explaining and saying some stuff later on. But it is so wonky, and it's almost like college. You know, make you take a whole bunch of BS classes to just see if you're gonna actually stick it through to the classes you actually need.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
It's usually how it. They're usually how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to bring that up to say again that should have been a bigger story. It should have been covered more in this indie media space. You know, at least now you have some video to go with inside policymaker. You no longer have like just words or just some random Finsta account putting out some, you know, something full of clues and making you, you know, have to jump through hoops to get the answers and things like that. At least this was, we got, you know, we have an actual decision maker on camera just telling you everything we told you is shit. Every
Well,
single admitting to it.
well, the
What
reason
about
why
when Fauci did it?
but the reason why I think it hit with a
Oh yeah,
thud.
of course, Fauci too. But this
Well,
one was caught like he was caught on camera speaking freely as opposed to, you know, I mean, Fauci did his during an interview, but he knew that was going to happen
but
to him.
but I can tell you why it hit with a thud. I can tell you exactly why. Because nobody's dealing with at least I don't know anybody who's dealing with the consequences of any of that now. If there was still like this came out while people are dealing with the lockdowns and all, then it would be a whole lot more pressure. But because people aren't dealing with the effects of the lockdowns or the mandates or any of that stuff, a lot of people are like, okay, well, I don't have to deal with it. And
Chris
so
Cage, a lot of us,
and that's what I'm saying. If this would have came out in the height of like the mandates and all that, oh, it would have caught a lot more attention. A lot of people in indie media would have cared a lot about it. I think once the lockdowns and all that ended, a lot of people were like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, they scared people so much that they beat people in the head so much, and people are so easily. A lot of people are just stupid because they had a tech guy telling you about a medical issue, and everybody went and listened to him over and over and over and over again. So,
but think about it. The people that they scared and beat over the head, those same people still feel like they were getting honest assessment. They feel like, well, maybe they got some things wrong, but they weren't intentionally just directly lying. And that's what I'm saying. For many of us who
and now we have
see
the
the game,
info.
who see the game, for us, we're like hands up, outraged. Like, what? I mean, how can you guys not care about this? But for those masses, they're just glad COVID's over. They're glad that, oh, well, we survived it. That's how they see it. They don't see it as, oh, well, the whole thing fell apart. No, we survived it. And they I'm telling you, they still look at it as they
So when the
protected us.
Walking Dead
And if
comes,
the next one, if the next situation comes around, they are not going to question a damn thing just like this. Because I mean, I still, at my Walmart that I go to, like a Walmart that I go and hit up a lot of times on lunch, I still see easily 25% of that store walking around with masks on. I'm telling you, these people are going to buy it. If they say, hey man, the next one's, if all that stuff happens again, they're going to completely revert back to 2020.
I saw a lady with a mask on at the Wawa today. It pissed me off.
At where?
Wawa's.
Yeah, so the next thing will be The Walking Dead. And, the only thing that I'm interested in doing is digging very large, very wide ditches and putting a bunch of cowbells over there and just bringing all the zombies there. We're going to set them on fire, make it real easy to get rid of them. And we'll push some humans in there, too, who decide to get on our nerves. And,
Hey, I'm Alex Jones when the world started going crazy. I'm eating my neighbor. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I agree with Alex. Like I said, I got some wild policies in my head. Like, I'm eating my neighbor. Fuck what you heard. Nigga, I'm surviving. Fuck what I can look. I was a grade A chef in Meat Fab. I scored high points in Meat Fab. My knife skills is out of this world. I will fillet McNong my neighbor so quick.
To the extent, Jonina, that you say that the disease was real, the numbers themselves tell me a different story, considering that we used to count influenza and we stopped doing it.
Be careful with this subject. It's still touchy.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying, just be careful with this.
Chris
I mean,
wants somebody
we not on Rockfin now.
And you want somebody to come tap his cell phone.
Oh,
they already did.
And since you brought that up, I figured why don't we bring it back and play a little Alex Jones for everybody.
I love Alex.
Because I made a short of this a while ago.
Because they're making the frogs gay, y'all. Ain't that right, Chris?
Oh yeah, they did that already.
They're making the frogs gay.
I've extrapolated this out, and I won't have to for a few years since I got food and stuff, but I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I'm ready to hang them up and gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors. See, my superpower is being honest. I'll eat your ass. I will. I'm combat model, optimum self-sufficiency, probably the leader. To think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up my neighbor? How I'm going to haul him up by a chain and chop his ass up? I'll do it. My children aren't going hungry. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. Now, you could say that was a metaphysical hypothetical, but it's really not. And I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will eat you. So all you spirit cookers act all tough all day, how you're doing your little satanic rituals and drinking blood and stuff. I'll drink your blood. I'm not going to eat anybody. It's like I said, if it came down to me alone, I'd starve to death before I did it. Well, my baby's coming to the equation. I will cook your ass up so fast, and I'll tell them, well, I killed a cow out back, baby. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I've extrapolated this out, and I won't have to for.
Didn't they just take InfoWars from him?
I'd sped that up a little bit, but I just thought that was funny to show right now.
But yeah, didn't they take InfoWars from him just
the
other day?
It shut down. Mm-hmm.
I respect the Alex Jones for that. I'm eating my fucking neighbor. Fuck what you heard.
Combat model. Probably the leader.
Hey, we got baby back ribs, grown back ribs, spare ribs. I got all of it. Got some rump roast, sirloin. What you need? Tenderloins. What's up? We did it real challah. They didn't even see it coming.
Denver brings up a point here. Let me share it. Let me share this because this is what I was talking about right here, which Denver just brought up. Sorry, it takes a while for me to grab it and move it and bring it over to. Oh, there we go. But says they broke people. I still see an occasional driver alone in a car, in a mask, driving down the road like he's increasing his safety by wearing a mask. I'm telling you, some of these people are never going to get it. And when you've unplugged from the matrix, sometimes it's hard to relate to those people who are still stuck in it. I mean, now granted, I do see more people waking up. I maybe some to maybe slower, but I do see more people who are waking up than before. Is it a market? Is it like 30, 40, 50% of the population? No, but there are more people who are seeing it, and I feel like we could take a little bit of a victory lap and happy that people are seeing through the BS little by little. But I mean, thinking that we're going to get like major numbers of the population ever to wake up, I don't see that reality.
Neither do I. Not all at the same time. They're gonna wipe a couple of us out by then. You know how well they work. You know what I'm saying? They can us it in a heartbeat. They can really mute people. I mean, shit. Like I tell people, I'm banned off Instagram Live again. I just got my live back for like 2 weeks, and then they just recently took it back from me, and I've been banned for most of the year. Like, if they want to shut you
Why?
the fuck, I'm banned off everything. Y'all gotta.
Why you been banned?
Because I be saying wild shit. I be saying not politically correct stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be telling them like, this is wild, crazy. Y'all can't stop saying this. This is weird. Stop doing that. When it was that race theory shit, I really I'm all for race theory because I mean, I think we need to know everybody's story, good, bad, and indifferent. I like people being able to see how humans are humans. I really do, so that you can know how to maneuver with humans. Period. Napoleon did some wild ass shit. Other motherfuckers did wild ass shit. I really think people need to really learn about Leopold. Like, they need to learn about things that were race driven. But Instagram got mad at me when I was like, we need to see more lynchings so people know what time it really was. And that was when it started. And then when I started, and I got a sick obsession with Riza Islam. That too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of him, RZA got he went on Jesse Peters.
What?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that later. Hamza sent it over to me, so
Thank you,
definitely got to check
Hamza.
it out.
I'm about to watch it. Ugh.
Yeah, he went on there. It's the little clip
And
that they
Uncle
shared
Rocky,
is
see,
hilarious.
I tell you though, to be black and to do conservative politics is to become somewhat of a celebrity, and or you can get a bag much bigger than you can doing anything remotely close to this. They like coons and jokes and fools on that other side of the spectrum, and they will pay top dollar for it. We've seen Candace Owens. We've seen a whole bunch of them. You know, the Roland Martins and dudes like that, they don't make no money on this side. They don't make no money.
Oh no, they still
No.
making money.
Well, you got to think. I mean, Chris, like I told you, I'm huge on cinema, and I'm talking about all cinema. Like, think about it. We were always the minstrel act, bruh. Like,
Every time.
always. They always pay to see the minstrel act. They always pay to see the red lit black face. They love that shit. That shit make they fucking dicks hard. Like, for real. So, like, of course, these people that play into their shit, they love that shit. They can't believe it. They fucking laugh. That's the jester to them. Entertainment has always been A1. That's the jester. But I have such a but nevertheless, long story short, Instagram and me got into it when I started posting a lot of Riza Islam, non-vaccinated, not getting
Yeah,
vaccinated,
that'll
don't
get
do
you in
it type
trouble.
shit. And that got me in so much trouble. And I ain't even got that many followers, but that got me in so much trouble that they watch me now. So anytime I say something crazy, they yank my shit away. And I'm like on my last strike with them too. But I've
Yeah,
also
you know,
been
because
I've
you
been banned from
know,
tons of shit.
I was gonna say Roland Martin. You know, he a millionaire, right?
Really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't believe that.
See?
yeah. Roland Martin's a millionaire.
Where's Tavis Smiley when we need him?
I'm telling you, just alone, once your channel gets, I mean, how many subscribers do we got on his YouTube channel alone? We got to think. multiple revenue streams that he's getting. It's
I
the
don't think
reason
he's
why
getting, I honestly don't think he's getting that much money because he is on his knees all the time for the Democrats.
That's how you get the money, my
Yes.
man.
That's what I'm saying. But
Hey, yo, he got
I don't
one.
think he's getting
He
paid.
got.
I think
He
he's
almost
saying,
got 1.42 million subscribers. You know how much ad revenue comes when you hit over 1 million?
Not to mention, like,
And
what's
that's
his
just
name?
there. That's not talking about iHeartRadio and Spotify and all those other ones that he owns.
does he even have deals with them? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Dude's not cooning like that for free. You cooning like that because you making some money. I mean, his
I
what
think
it
he's doing
shows,
that too.
his
I think that's his audition saying, "Hey, please put me back on the main networks. I can't be doing this from this shithole internet place I have. Please put me back."
they're honestly they're making more money. He's making more money than a bunch of those people who are on MSNBC now. Years back, he might have been screaming for that, but now more of the money is moved towards your YouTube side. Unless you're somebody like a Rachel Maddow or I can't think of anybody else who's out there, the Morning Joes, unless you're the top head honchos, which I do believe he's still trying to get one of those spots so he can get that guaranteed, 2 million a year gig. Well, all of them not even, like Alex Wagner, for instance, she makes $700,000 a year for MSNBC. I guarantee you, Roland Martin making more than that a year.
Yeah.
Yes, he is pretty. That's what I'm saying.
That is hilarious how you phrase that. But that's right. I was going to show you the RZA clip.
Wu-Tang Clan. Oh no, Reza.
Not that one.
Oh, my baby daddy that I wanted to be my baby daddy.
He just got married.
I want to hear that. I knew you was gonna say that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Marcus. Shut up. Golly. Just had to ruin it. Look at his fine ass. Oh, I love a man in a bow tie.
Fallen state.
Does God love all people? Nah, he doesn't.
Not according to the book.
Is anger of evil or of God or Satan?
Oh, yes, of God.
So you believe that anger is good?
Anger has a purpose, but how you activate on that anger determines whether or not it's good or bad.
Amazing.
Amazing.
The God above is the man's God, and the God below is the woman's God.
You gotta stop playing.
I'm not playing. Is the earth flat or round?
Roughly the shape of an ostrich egg.
A what?
Ostrich egg.
What?
Well, my boo is a fruit of Islam, but he also likes Scientology.
Because that kind of throws me off. That's a weird mixture. Well, but I put it this way. Growing up, I've always had a lot of love for the Nation of Islam, what they try to do. And like one of the most dangerous parts of my city growing up, Nation of Islam came in and shut it all down. They cleaned that whole area up. So it went from an area where if you had a nice car or you were the wrong complexion, cops would like pull you over to tell you don't stop at none of the lights. Just let's get you all the way up out of here because this is highly dangerous. Carjackings and getting shot in the head is very prevalent in this area. So maybe you need to move it along to an area you can walk through at any time of the day or night because of the Nation of Islam. Like candy stripe, that whole neighborhood is red and white. You got barbershop there, a notary there. They got everything taken care of in that whole area. So I do give them a lot of respect and programs they've done helping people after getting out of prison. But when I start digging into some of their theology is where I start going, okay, sure, buddy. You will not see, I don't know if you'll see RZA go on Kim Iverson, Jimmy Dore, or Redacted. And the reason why I would say I don't think you'll see that is because some of the issues, especially like I've seen Kim Iverson got some bad views when it comes to race. And I think that he probably has peeped that, so he stayed the hell away from her. Because she's not going to go in and ask him the question. She's going to go ask a Coleman Hughes.
I don't know nothing about her.
She'll no some of these black people that she brings on to Coon. She's going to ask them certain questions to get the answers that she wants, but she not going to ask those questions to Risen. I think he knows that. That's why he wasn't going there. The same with Clayton and Natalie from Redacted. As soon as it became election season, they pulled out their Republican hats, and that's what they've done. They show that they're still part of the team politics, that they haven't pulled back from the system as much as they pretend that they are. And then Jimmy Dore, I just don't see it. I mean, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't pay them other people no attention, to be honest. I mean, I hear the names, but I don't pay none of them no mind. Kyle Kalin, I don't watch none of them shits. If I see it on YouTube, I scroll right past that. I see it on Twitter, I scroll right past. Them people don't do. I can't be bothered.
Well, I listen to all of these different ones. That doesn't mean that I buy what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I listen to all. Like, for instance, I still listen to Status Quo because of some of the on the ground reporting and research that he does. Now, when it comes to his political analysis, it's horrible. It's god awful. It's ridiculous. But does he do some good work in certain areas? And that's the same thing which I see with many of these platforms. With Redacted, there's some stuff that I think they do good, and then other stuff, and I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. Just please go shut up. But that's all these ones. Like, I'll listen to what is that, Patrick Bet David, and sometimes they have some good conversations, even though I disagree with most of what they're talking about. And I don't know. I just think it's a way to keep up with all of these different stories. It's because sometimes if you ignore some of these sides, you're not even going to hear about some of these stories, because some of them just completely ignore stuff which they're biased to. And I feel like all of these people all have biases. And so to get around these biases, sometimes you got to listen to people that you don't really care much for.
And that's what I mean. Most of them on that side, on the supposed left now, are indie media. They don't, I mean, obviously they'll talk about Zionism now. It's cool. Or, you know, they're more loud about it. It's been a problem. Again, they just totally silent on the Democratic Party as it relates to the certain constituency that we've been talking about most of tonight. They're just really late and slow on everything. And they don't touch on a lot of things. They don't touch on any of the military spending. You know, they'll only talk about certain conflicts, not most of the conflicts. So I just see them as very biased people.
I mean, I think all of them, though. All of them are biased, though. Everybody has a bias.
Quick question. Speaking of bias, how do y'all feel, chat as well, about Kamala getting caught in that bullshit ass lie about how she said we pulled the troops out, but then we didn't pull the troops out? And then the lady asked that other lady about why we ain't pulled the troops out, and they like just blatantly like Heisman the fuck out of that. And she like blatantly lied. How do you feel about that?
Well, I know in particular that the media that she's talking to is all friendly. So I know she's going to be given a go to be able to get away with stuff like that. Like, I listened to Stephanie Rule interview her, know that she didn't say shit. Well, let me back it up. Make a defense for her, knowing that she's about to interview her. Then interview her, give her softballs, and let her walk through not answering certain questions. Then defend the fact that she word saladed the whole interview and that she didn't answer questions. And so when you know it's that level of bias, I expect for her to get away with that stuff, because now she's actually turning into the Kamala that we're used to. Just word salad, not making any sense. We have to believe in a definition and a purpose of hope, a hope for the future, because a future that we can reach, that just nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And so since I know that she's going to get that favorable media, and her team is literally only setting her up with interviews, people who are going to not call her out on her BS, I can expect it. And then since a lot of the people from the right, whether it's Fox, whether it's Tucker Carlson, a lot of these other people, since they've showed to be so biased against anybody so-called from the left, a lot of their analysis
Oh,
gets
really,
thrown
Rick?
out because
Okay.
they're never looked at as a fair they're never looked at it as fair or impartial because they do the same thing with Trump.
You know, Rick just put some good information. He said Rule endorsed her before that interview, just pure propaganda.
Yep.
So again, you know, a lot of people will not even, a lot of people won't know that, and they'll hear these things and not realize the connections. Again, though, Rick will tell somebody in his family, maybe somebody at work, that so maybe you shouldn't, maybe you should not pay her so much attention, or you should view the interview in this way. They may tell Rick in his circle, or maybe some of his people he know, they may say, oh boy, here he goes again, just, you know, being conspiratorial, blah blah. But these are things that you need to know. That's why things look the way they do and they sound the way they do. These are friends and they're hooking each other up and they're acting. You know, I always call these things theatrical productions because that is what they are.
Oh yeah, I got to share this with you. Gregory said, Chris, you got to understand he's used to a certain lifestyle. That's why he's still tap dancing. I'm assuming he's talking about Roland Martin. And Tom said over here, it's good to listen to both sides. You can hear the BS they're pushing. Exactly. That's why I do. Plus, there's just certain stories that if I don't listen to somebody on the so-called left, the right just won't even talk about it. They'll just like completely ignore the whole story altogether. And I think both of the sides do that. And it's at a detriment to both sides by not hearing some of these stories, because like that brothel story, you're not going to hear that story from, you know, people on the left for the most part. You're
Which
going
one?
to need to hear the one about New York, that brothel
Oh
story.
yeah.
You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear about like how some of these schools have been shut down in Chicago to house migrants. You're not going to hear about that, but you're going to hear about that on the right. Just like on the right, you're not going to hear about anything about Mark Robinson and that whole the Nazi stuff, and you're not hearing none of that stuff. You're not going to hear about any kind of Republican who have campaign campaign funding issues. You don't. They both of these sides both play, you know, team politics, and I'm in the strong camp of no. I want to equally call both of them out. I'm not leaning one side is better than the other. They're both just as shitty in my eyes.
Yeah, they're on the same team. They make a lot of money together. You know, they at the end of the night, I see them. I envision them in the back room with a couple of stogies and maybe a drink, and they just sitting there counting money. You know,
The brothers
enjoying
from
the night.
Trading Places.
Yeah, they just count.
Mortimer.
Well, that's where I kind of disagree. I think they're sitting in separate rooms doing the same thing. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. You know, the Italian mob and the Irish mob. The Italian mob got this territory. The Irish mob got that territory. They'll go and shake a hand and do a deal, and after they walk off, rub their hands off, or you know, throw some, what is that? Little cream on there to sanitize your hand, because I think that they genuinely now at this point genuinely do like despise each other, but they're willing to do business well enough to screw us over. Now, a couple of decades ago, yeah, they was both they were both hanging together, because now I think the social issues have separated the parties enough that like you got the fake Christian right, who's the religious whatever, and then you got these who are like almost atheists, or like the angry atheists that kind of have a disdain for each other. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just putting out my perspective.
You think the number two villains in our area are really after each other now? Like, you really think it's like Two-Face versus Penguin?
No, I just think that they, like, for instance, when it comes down to like the Trump stuff, there are a bunch of Republicans who didn't like Trump, so they willing to sit back and not do anything to actively help protect Trump. So if he goes down, he goes down. But there were Democrats who are going after him while some of them are handcuffing certain things so that they can't completely go after him because they know it's going to fall back on them. So it's kind of like there's so many tripwires set in that they can only do certain things to a certain degree, but they don't really like each other. But at the same time, they care more about milking us and making money off of us, that they're willing to. It's like, you caught me stealing money out of the till. Yeah, but I caught you like
Stealing it
leaving
out
work
of the
early
safe.
every day. So we both kind of caught with our hands in the cookie jar. So I won't tell on you. You don't tell on me. Break.
It's pretty much.
That's
I still think most of them are cool with each other. You know, they vacation.
Maybe the old school. Maybe the old school
in the
ones.
same golf clubs.
Most of the Supreme
Maybe
Court
like
justices.
the Chuck Schumers and the what's old boy gobbledygook neck.
Gobbledygook neck.
Yeah, down in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. Maybe them, but like you can't tell me like the AOCs and the Marjorie Taylor Greene are cool with each other. I don't buy
I
that.
assume they are.
Nah.
They'd be like, "Girl, I love your performance. Oh my God, I saw you on TV the other day. You were great."
No, I don't think it's that coordinated.
I think it's
Not
like
to that
wrestling.
level.
I think it's like wrestling, dog.
Yeah, but I think, like, for instance, those people who they bring in the corporate media, the reason why they're so sold out is these people have a certain level of propaganda that they truly believe. And so they just bring in people who already buy the propaganda. Like, I don't think like for instance, the Don Lemons of the world. I don't think Don Lemon, like, he really is like, oh yeah, I know all this is BS. Like, he really does believe the bullshit that he'll be saying.
No, I think he knows that there's. Yeah, I think he knows that it's all BS.
I mean, because I'm listening to like some of them, yeah, to a degree, the Cuomo, but like Don Lemon at this point, he has no reason to keep parroting some of the shit he does. He can make more money if he release some of the idiot, stuff that he says, but he doesn't. And I believe because he truly does believe it. Like for instance, talking to Steve will tell you that being around some of these people, when you just get in that DC bubble, you really do believe your own bullshit, And I think a lot of them, because of proximity to the people and
Was
because
he
they
on with
don't have
Anderson
connection.
Cooper?
Huh?
Was he on with Anderson Cooper?
He was on, I want to say, no, well, I think it was Anderson Cooper and then somebody in between, and then it was Cuomo and then Don Lemon.
Oh, okay.
I really think that they laced the Keurigs at CNN. That's what it is. They lace the Keurig. And so, like, first thing in the morning, you get your coffee, and then it's like, ooh, your brain just get whacked out poo brain, and now you like dick riding on the Democrats all day.
Well, I don't know. Did you see that interview that Gonzalo Lira did probably about a year before he passed, when he was talking about like going to school with these people?
No.
He's talking about like these people with these elite schools that go into journalism. A lot of them are idiots. He said complete empty boxes, and they just get filled up with propaganda and they just believe it. They buy this stuff hook, line, and sinker, and they don't have any kind of intellectual curiosity. And so what they've been taught at a certain level, what they get fed, they just believe it and parrot it. And that's how they get recruited into these. Like, it's not like they say, well, we need you to believe this, this, and this. They go out there and look for people who believe this, and this already. And that's a whole lot easier to manage a person who already buys the propaganda. In the same way on the right, they bring in people who legitimately believe, oh, they're bringing in illegals to do this and this and this. They really believe that oh, it's the Democrats and the deep state are separate, and they really do. Both sides really believe their own bullshit. I think it's very few of them who are, just like, man, I don't care. I'll say whatever I need to say for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I think these people are, and I can understand it, because there's plenty of people who get into a political career that start off from like nothing, who did believe all this stuff is legitimate. I mean, I just, like Gonzalo Lira was saying, that most of these people are not intellectually curious. They buy the propaganda they've been fed, and they just do what they're told, and they don't think anything more than that. CIA chief come in and tell them something, they take that for 1000% fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. These people, I think we're giving them too much credit to think that they actually think that they're actually intelligent, that they actually are smart enough to know that what they're saying is bullshit.
Keurig theory still works, though. I'm just saying, get your Keurig, go to the briefing room, let them throw up in your brain. You go on TV, you regurgitate it onto the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The Morning Joes, though, when you're to that level, the Morning Joes, the Al Sharptons, the Megyn Kellys, when you're to that level, now you know better. Those are. But I'm saying, like, the majority of them, nah. Like, because you saw Morning Joe turning on and off, going at Israel. I mean, you got to see that, where you could tell they're taking orders from somebody up top who told them, all right, now you can go after Bibi. All right, whoa. Too much. Reel it back.
I'm not surprised. I haven't watched that program in many years.
Well, I just see every now and then, like, Case will put out a clip.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I see a lot of this stuff. Like for instance, the reason why I brought up Alex Wagner, she was interviewing people in Michigan and asking them, how they view this and that, and she legitimately was like blown away how many people don't think about January 6th, that it's like not an issue to so many people. And that's what I'm saying. That shows me right there, like, that's that hive mind culture. For them, they talk about January 6th. January 6th was like the worst thing ever to a lot of these people. But they don't realize, outside of their DC bubble, a lot of people don't give a shit about January 6th. Or if they do, they look at it opposite direction that they do. They look at it as, no, it was basically a guided tour. It was bullshit. And y'all are hiding the ball. And so they, like, I'm telling you, that the Charlottesville stuff, like some of these people be talking about, like, these people really believe this stuff.
The fact you brought Charlottesville up is wild, because like they swept that shit under the rug so smooth. It got a little bit of publicity, and they was like, all right, weekend's over, wrap this up, it's over the weekend, chill out. But yeah, January 6th,
Rick.
I still think it's wild that, you know what I'm saying, I saw an article earlier in the week where they was like, oh, pastor from Colorado Springs got charged for like house arrest or probation or some shit for January 6th. And I'm like, y'all really give a fuck about that?
Now the people who do know in the media that's full of shit is the newspaper people. When you start talking about the New York Times and Washington Post, and those are the ones who know, because they're getting sources that are telling them stuff and they're ignoring it. The TV people, they're not getting no feedback. And so if you never get any feedback, you never have to question anything you say.
Yeah, I agree with Rick with his comment. Like, it really is just niche
Yeah, but what they're doing with it though is now they're with these algorithms, they're forcing it to the top on YouTube. So they're like, oh, okay, so you're not gonna watch it on TV, then we're gonna force it to you another way.
I even think, even with that, with them forcing it, because and I've always talked about how they do that as well. I think most people just skip videos, get right past them. I don't even think they watch it. I mean, look, they're complaining about how the Hitler speeches are one of the most popular items on TikTok right now. They are totally out of touch, out of control. They're for once they're trying to catch up instead of dictating everything.
Oh, I agree, definitely.
Hitler speeches are popping on TikTok.
Oh, well,
I'm banned off TikTok, so I don't get to hear all of the gossip.
They're one of the most popular things on there right now.
Well, it was
now.
Bin Laden. Bin Laden is like the most popular for a little while when people start finding out what Bin Laden was actually talking about, and then there have been people who have been not like playing Hitler speeches, but like saying, "Oh, well, I mean, I think there's stuff that you guys need to look into that he was saying."
He won't that bad, y'all. I'm just saying.
They have his speeches with them, in English, so you can read along, or they have the captions, and they have a problem with it. They have a major problem with it right now. So those are things, and then you see Kamala, and you see someone else within the Democratic Party. I can't remember who else it was. Oh, Hillary. It was Hillary, Kamala, and one other person. And they're talking about the flow and control of information as that's something that they need to tighten up on. So that'll be something to watch that is something to watch for today and in the very near future to see how they pull this off.
Those Nikki Haley's talking the same thing, so both parties are on that trip. Oh, I think you're muted.
Did y'all see Megan Evans' granddaughter went missing this past week?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, I did see that.
Unfortunate. But Marcus, we had like 3.5 now. It's like 1 a.m. on my time.
Factor.
I guess we can land it now. And
we've hit all our topics and then some, and I think it's great showing. I showed it. Yeah. Both my guns are empty. I done fired everything. So
thanks again, guys, for letting me be on your show. It was lit. I love being on here.
Oh yeah, we don't. I mean, because I was telling Chris, I said honestly, I wouldn't mind something where at least once a month you won't hear regularly. Like I mean, and so we'll talk more. Y'all don't need to know the inner workings of how stuff go on. We talk
facts.
Yeah, but much appreciation. Oh, you got anything that you want to plug? Next Blunt Force Wisdom or anything?
Oh yeah, we have check us out on Rockfin. Blunt Force Wisdom will be on tomorrow, same time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific Time. You can follow me at Chef Teal, like the color, ChefTeal on Instagram, or you can follow me Voodoo in Nature, how it's spelled on the bottom of the screen, if you want to see all the cool stuff. But Instagram blocked me, so you might not be able to see all the cool stuff. So yeah, you can come just check me out. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, everybody. I'm telling you, everybody loves you when you're on here.
I just be talking shit, y'all. Yeah, check my Instagram. I might start
except
going
for
live.
The troll that we had earlier.
Oh, it's okay. Everybody can't love me. It is what it is.
Well, Steve has taught me how to deal with trolls. So I saw how he was dealing. I was like, you know what? It's a good idea. Quit fighting them.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, that's it. You can't,
I mean, it's not like I can go and find them and I can't do that. So
there's a lot of miserable, lonely people on the internet.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. His mom didn't love him. It's all good.
Or
but his uncle did a little too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shit, you're right.
I couldn't resist. My bad.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you all for joining us tonight on this. What is it? The last Saturday of September. Teal, of course, as Marcus just said, I echo those sentiments. We appreciate having you on. You know, it's very nice. It's a good change of pace. So thank you again.
Appreciate you.
Please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good shit. Maybe share it with like 2 people or so. You know,
I don't know. I might bring back the little ticker across the bottom and be like, fuck it. I remember somebody complained about it before. That's why I stopped doing it. But a little reminder, just hit the thumbs up. It don't cost you nothing. I mean, especially, well, if you like it. If you don't,
yeah, we don't have to have it the whole
down.
time. I guess maybe once or twice or 3 times, maybe.
Yeah, if you like it, you know, give us a thumbs up. Help us get into that algorithm.
Yeah.
And I saw some new subscribers on there. So shout out to all those who you're a new subscriber. So anybody who caught us live, who will catch us tomorrow. If y'all watch to this point, much love to all y'all. Y'all have a great and beautiful weekend. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all check out Blunt Force Wisdom also.
Peace out.
Peace.